Got George of the Jungle back in the house. Ah! Took a small hiatus, but you can't keep me away from Kojak's poker for too long. So, looking forward to some action tonight. We are going to be playing some pretty heavy-handed poker tonight. Is what I'm looking forward to. We've got a good mix right now so far. We'll have to go through the lineup in a minute when we can see the players. But we are doing a high hand from 5 to 10. Which will be live, 5 to 10 p.m., which will be live during the stream. So the highest hand wins $500. There'll be one winner for the entirety of those 5 hours. And we'll see if we can't find it here on the stream. I think that'd be pretty exciting to watch. It's like we're doing round of each. We're starting off with a little PLO, which is always fun to commentate. Big Taco out there. Jimmy's out there. Jimmy actually a real fun player to play against. Last time I played against him, he always had the better hand, so that was pretty funny. We'll see how that goes. We got Dennis out there, always interesting. Chandler I met last time I was here a couple weeks ago. Very action player. We got Robert as well, and looks like it's going to be a good night tonight. And just really looking forward to the game. Big Taco wearing his best Crown Royal outfit right now. Trying to be a little closer to royalty, I guess. And it looks like a couple of hands not showing up, so we can play Guess the Hand with more than one. Jimmy and Chandler both not showing, but Dennis did hit a set of 10s. That helps. Jimmy with the Ace, Queen, Jack. Not looking too hot right now, but does have somewhat of a straight draw. If he hits a 2, he'll make a straight. And Chandler, of course, still rocking the mystery hand. He is a man of mystery. And looks like we're off to a pretty good start so far. Small pot, $150, but it is not over just yet. Dennis and Chandler still going in. Chandler with ace-6, 5-3. So he's got 2 pair against Dennis's set of 10s. And the question is, how much value can Dennis get from that set? It looks like he puts out a $100 bet. Let's see if Chandler's thinking about it, weighing the options. How good is 2 pair? In PLO, I'm sorry to tell you, it is not that great. And Chandler knows. Chandler agrees. He's out of there. Dennis taking down the first pot. He told me before we started this stream, he said, Chase me around. He said, George, please go easy on me. And it looks like I'm not going to have to, Dennis. Look at you picking up the first pot of the night. That's got to feel pretty good. And we got the chip counts here. Dennis starting out with $1,000, now up to 1.1K. Not too bad at all. And it looks like that PLO game playing a little tighter than it normally does. You saw Dennis's hand passing a chip to the dealer. We finally now can tip with the poker chips. Previously, Kojak's was on a system where we had tip chips that were worth about $1 each, and we had to use those separate from the game in order to tip the dealers. We got Chris in the house. Sure. Good to see you, buddy. Got my compadre Chris in the house tonight. And let's see here. Big Taco starting things off with a straddle. Jimmy does make the call. Dennis with not a shabby hand there. Dangler of a 5, but at least it's suited with the ace. Well, how you been, Chris? Good to see you again, sir.
Oh, I love coming up here and dumping 500 in the first 2 hands I sit down.
Yeah, you sound like me.
Just brutal.
Just brutal, man. Just brutal. Well, we can take it out on the players up here.
I'm going to.
It looks like it's going to be a pretty good night, though, so far. Looks like we got a good mix of players.
I'm on the list to play that one so I can recoup some of it.
There we go.
It was, first hand of the night I flop open-ended flush draw.
Okay.
Open-ended straight flush draw.
Uh-huh.
Kid bets. I just flat it. The turn hits is a 10, so there's a king and a 10 on the board.
Okay.
He bets like 15. I come over the top, 65.
Sure.
Just, make it look real strong.
Yeah.
He comes over the top, I don't know, they're 80, so I'll go ahead and call that. make a pair at the river. He called my turn raised me on the turn raise with ace king, one pair.
Ooh.
You know, and I'm like, you only worried about 2 pair?
Ooh, top pair, top kicker, huh?
Yeah. So okay, very next hand, I turn a set. Same kid makes a flush on me.
No.
For the rest of it, for the other, so I buy back in and
man.
just. Yeah, so it's one of those. But last night I couldn't miss. I had a good time last
That's
night.
it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. Yeah, you know, it's kind of like the law of averages. You know, you can't hit one night, and then you hit all night the night before.
Should be able to. That's
Yeah,
the thing.
right,
Yeah,
right.
should be able to. But yeah, like I say, I'm on the list for this one. When it.
Well, that looks like they may have a couple of seats here in a minute, so that should be good to see out there.
They just sent me a text. My seat is available.
All right.
I'm gonna walk out there and see. I don't think a seat's available,
Okay.
but I'm gonna walk out there and see.
Well, just in case you do. Good luck to you, sir.
I'm gonna try not to use my phrase tonight, or let you use my double down on.
Double
stupid.
down
try,
on stupid.
Yeah, I'm gonna try not to do
Just
that.
don't be that guy.
Yeah, I'm about to place it back. I'm about 650 down in the first 45 minutes.
45
of the night, so,
minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's only up from here, right?
Right. I made it back.
Hopefully he doesn't come back too soon, you know. It looks like Robert picking up a flush draw, the nut flush draw, and yeah, he does have a royal flush draw, as a matter of fact. Let's see if we can't get that. That 10 of diamonds doesn't look like it's out in anybody's hand yet, so that could be the high hand of the night. I guess if you get a royal flush, it doesn't get really higher than that. Oh, he does make the nut flush, so an ace high flush, pretty good. 4 to a royal flush. Doesn't quite count, but you know, hey, at least he's got the nut flush, and he does decide to bet it. Throwing out, looks like one bucket of squirt, 120. Oh, just 50. Just 50. Rudy does not look happy. Throwing it away.
False alarm.
False alarm. We got Chris back in the house. Did not lose any money in the meantime, I hope.
I dropped the nickel somewhere. If that's the case, I'm just going home. I'm just going home.
Oh man, cracking me up. I was saying last time I played with Jimmy, he always had the better hand, kind of like you know.
I
you
played with
against
him
that
last night, but last night we played. It was a dealer's choice mixed game.
Uh-huh.
So we played deuce to 7 triple draw. We played Big O. We played Raz. We played 7 stud 8er.
Uh-huh.
We played Big Omaha with qualifiers, so where you had to have trips and 7. So
okay.
you had to have trips or better to win, or 7 or lower for the low. And then we played a lot of 6-card, double board bomb pots, and
Good Lord.
we even played a game called AC Deucey or Between the Sheets, which is just such a brutal game. But it was a private game. The guy's moving out of town. He's a member, and he wanted to get all of us together and play. And the AC Deucey, if you've never played AC Deucey, there's not a whole lot of poker involved. It's dealer puts one card down. Let's say it's the 4. Puts the other card on another card face up, and let's say it's a king, and you're going to bet whatever it is, because we all ante. You're going to bet that card's going to land in the middle.
I see.
And if it doesn't, you pay whatever. If you say 25, it doesn't, you pay 25. But if it lands on the same card,
Then
you double.
You double.
So the only way you win is to hit in the middle, and the way the game ends is when the pot clears.
Ooh, look at this. Chandler flopping quads. Just
that's nice.
flopping quads.
That makes life a little
The
easier.
Demon's quads, no less. 6,
No,
6, 6,
yeah.
6.
Yeah. Anybody have a nut flush just for fun?
Let's
If
see.
we'll call. Oh, Robert's got. Yeah, he's not gonna call with the board paired. That's Robert.
Chandler does bet a small amount. Rudy does make the call, only $15, but
What does Rudy have?
it should inflate the pot.
Rudy's got a pair of aces.
Rudy's got a pair of aces and a large dream.
No kidding.
We've got Debbie out there sitting out of this hand, but doesn't look happy about it. I think if she could see the cards, she would know this is something to be happy about. This is not a situation you want to run into. And King comes on the river, given a flush possibility
Giving the nut
out
flush
there.
to Robert.
That's it. That is true. Chandler with the quad 6s, though, certainly not going anywhere. Let's see if.
Was Jimmy on the button or something with trip 3s and a deuce in his hand?
Yes.
Okay.
That's the only excuse.
Only excuse.
That's the only excuse. And Chandler takes down a cool $140 with his quads that he flopped.
Well, Robert told me tonight he's trying to break his record. He said, "I'm not going to tell me the number, but the number of live streams that he's finished up."
Oh, very nice.
He said, "I can't tell you the number or it'll jinx it." And
that's true.
well, I told him, I said, "All you got to do is win one hand. You'll be $5 up." I said, "You'll sit
And then
behind the
quit.
log the rest of the
Yeah.
night. That's what you do anyway." He said, "Well, I'm not going to play just to." He said, "I'm not going to play just to like to make a show. Because I'm trying to win money." I said, "No, the live stream is for advertising. We need to get more fish in here."
That's it. That's it.
Because I'm tired of being the biggest fish in the room. So
You and me both.
just,
You and me both.
oh.
But it's
So
always,
can you get us some rain?
yeah, I'm working on
You
it.
work on that? Okay.
I'll work on it. I'll work on it. Yeah, I've been posted up in bed for a little while. Went down
Really?
on the bike. Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, tore a little ligament in the knee partially, called the PCL. ACL's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Got a lot of road rash. I'm still working on healing.
Ow.
But yeah, things are looking up. I can pee by myself now, so that's good.
Well, we're friends, but I wasn't going to help you do that even if.
Thank God.
Yeah.
I couldn't describe a more scary nightmare.
Yeah, that would be horrible. Have to put on gloves and tweezers and just.
Get the microscope out.
Yeah. No, that's what you have a fiance for.
That's right. That's right. That's right. And she has been coming in clutch. Shout out to Megan.
Well, with road rash, it's even hard to sit to pee at that point with
man.
it on your leg. Yeah. Where'd you go down on the bike at?
Right, actually across from the Twin Peaks in Odessa. It was that.
Why were you
that
driving
turn.
around a bicycle right there?
Oh, it was motorbike.
Oh, motorcycle. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was a motorbike. I was on the way,
thinking
no,
bicycle. Okay.
on the way home from the dentist. No, I don't think you usually tear the PCL riding a bicycle. I hope you don't.
I don't know.
People are stupid. I don't
Well,
know.
you see people all the time, on 191 riding those bicycles,
Right.
there, and they kill somebody at least once or twice a year on
Oh,
191.
man.
And
Yeah, it's awful.
there's some guy I saw the other day, I've seen him over the years, and he's survived, but he's in a bike you sit in, and it's got this cone-shaped
the
looking,
recumbent, yeah.
and it's 110 degrees. I know that thing doesn't have air conditioner.
That and you're so low.
Oh my goodness.
Cars can't see you, and everybody
No.
drives trucks out here, so nobody really can see you.
Well, the state of Texas just got done with the DOT Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, their checkpoint 2022.
Yep.
And I got a deal today. They actually took
What was it, 80 people?
no, there was a total of 390
Oh, yeah.
inspections. They put 223 of those trucks out of service.
Ooh.
Which is way above the national average of 20%. It was 57%.
No kidding.
Yeah. They
kidding.
actually put 22 drivers out of service, and there was a total of 1,610 violations.
Golly. Man.
They did give out 85 CVS awards. So, so.
It's not all bad.
No, it wasn't all bad.
Not
but,
all bad.
of course, I have trucks.
Well, of course.
My trucks didn't move for 3 days. I'm like, nope, y'all maintenance them. Mandatory vacation.
I'll wait this one out. Yeah, exactly. Looks like we got Debbie and Chandler with the Ace King, and some low connecting cards to go with them. So this
Yeah.
could be an interesting hand with that King on the flop.
That's all that anybody's got, I think, is just a king. No,
Just
no
that King.
two-pair,
I don't see any sets.
But yeah, it was kind of crazy. Like I say, this week that they stopped that many people, and it needs to be. I mean, I'm on
Yeah.
the roads every day.
I agree.
And you look at some of these trucks, and I buy older trucks, but I put lots of money in those trucks to make sure everything works.
Right.
They're ugly.
Nothing wrong with age as long
No.
as they're mechanically
Yeah,
sound.
they're ugly, but you've got to make them work. You need them to stop when you
well.
step on the brakes. That's kind of a positive thing when that happens.
Yeah, you want a truck to stop.
Yeah, and I'm looking at some of the pictures that the DPS put on Facebook. There are literally guys that their frames were cracked.
Man, you can't even drive straight. I don't know how.
Well, and that's the thing. I'm a heavy haul guy, so if I have a cracked frame, I mean, I'm liable to snap it in half.
Right.
And I've had a truck. It wasn't my truck, but I had a hand that was leased onto us. He did that on a heavy load. He was able to drive it in.
Nightmare though.
But I mean, he was driving in like that, like a V. I mean, it was
Are you
hilarious.
kidding me?
Yeah, how his drive line didn't come out or snap, but
Yeah, because you risk a lot of other damage when that happens too.
but people don't realize here, one, how bad a lot of the trucks are, how bad a lot of the truck drivers are, and it makes the good truck drivers look pretty bad.
Right.
But then the other side, the 4-wheelers are just as bad as the big trucks. I mean,
Yeah.
people in cars don't realize that. My truck weighs 70,000 pounds, empty.
Empty. Yeah, you put some cargo.
I had a guy the other day. I was on the way to Pecos. I had a guy the other day on the interstate, I'm passing another truck. He gets around me in a little Prius and brake checks me.
Yeah, right.
I weigh 70,700 pounds empty,
no
and this
way.
dude's brake checking
Yeah,
me.
there's no way.
Do we have trips anywhere?
No trips.
We
but
do
it
have
looks
trips.
like-
Yep, Abe's got trips.
Oh, Abe's got trips. It looks like Chandler's got a Broadway draw, though.
Broadway draw.
A couple different ways. Rudy with the
Rudy's
gut
gut
shot.
shotting, yeah.
And double paired, too, so easily could make a boat up here.
He's got one king gone, I see, but I don't see anybody else with a 9. So,
Nine's alive.
oh, he's got both kings gone. He needs a 9 only.
Nine's alive to make that boat. Let's see if he can make it happen. And Abe looking real good. He's got a straight. Oh, there it is.
Queen's full. There
it is. Queen's full. And he's holding the jack, too.
Yeah.
We call that, what do we call that?
And
Triple double?
Chandler's coming out with the Broadway draw right there.
Hold on. I have a player.
Or he hits Broadway. He's got Broadway now.
Oh, he does.
He bet 60.
He sure does.
Rudy's not gonna call 60 here.
Yeah, Rudy's out of there.
He might. He's got a king high straight. No,
Yeah,
he's not calling 60.
he's looking for Broadway, but at this point, you got to think somebody else has made Broadway already.
Yeah, he laid it down.
Yeah, he's out of there. Chandler, I'm not surprised at that bet. I think it's a good kind of prod or probe.
Prod, yeah.
Either one would have
It's
worked.
a good info bet.
It's a good info bet. And I think Abe plays his cards right. He may be able to extract a little more value from Chandler.
Well, he
in the next
raised. I
three.
think that's way too much to raise right there.
Unfortunately, yeah, call would have been the right move in my opinion.
He raises to 400 on what would have been a $280 pot.
Because you're not afraid of anything when you have the top
No.
boat,
No, and you come out firing. You just. If he would have just min raised him.
Right.
Oh, okay, raised it to 225. That's a little better raise.
Yeah. That is a min.
But that's a.
min raise. I think the call still would have been a little bit better. You can see Chandler really kind of struggling with that decision. But
He calls. He's gonna get paid off.
He's going to get paid off. Yeah, Chandler's really only worried about quad jacks, and if that's the case, in my opinion, just let him. Just pay him off.
Yeah, but what Chandler's not thinking about is queen jack, 10
Right,
jack.
right.
What was the river card? Oh, 7.
7 of clubs, so that
Yeah.
does bring in a flush, but Chandler's
Yeah.
not super worried about that. I can't imagine.
I mean, even jack 7 now beats you. Your pocket 7s beat you. You know,
right.
hell, a flush beats you. At that point.
Ooh, a big bet from Abe, $670.
There's no way he calls this.
And Chandler looks up like, "Are you kidding me?"
There's no way he
And
calls that. Yeah.
He tosses it, 670, a little large in my
think,
opinion.
I think Abe left a lot of value on the table.
There's
right
a little
there.
extra value on the table, but still a lot of chips going his way.
If
So
he bets another 200 right there, or lowers his bet from what he did at the turn, Chandler pays him off
Right.
just to see it.
had he called, I think on the turn, Chandler likely would have bet into him, or would have called a smaller bet
Yeah.
or more likely to call
Yeah,
a small
I
bet on the
agree.
river.
Yeah, that was too big an overbet. And depending on the player you're playing against, I mean the level.
Yeah.
Sometimes an overbet will work.
Right.
But not when they don't have it. And he had so much out there beats him.
Now maybe he may have been targeting trip jacks, which would have been a very unlikely scenario.
Maybe. Yeah.
He could have been targeting.
He might have thought he had jacks full, and then maybe his queens full was going to
beat
get
it,
paid
right.
off.
Mm-hmm.
But
Either way, easy for us. We can see the cards.
yeah. Big Taco.
Big Taco wearing that Crown Royal getup. I love it. And
That's funny.
Dennis told me to go easy on him, but so far he's been playing very, very sound, making good folds, and took down the first pot of the night.
Oh, good.
Let's see, we got Jimmy, pretty strong hand there. That dangling 5, at least it's suited with the jack.
Rudy calls the 55. Robert's going to call, which
Yep.
I like Big Taco's hand better than anybody's. For
Agreed.
sure.
Agreed.
Um,
It would be nice to see a couple of clubs, though. Most of them are dead. It would be
I'm
nice
not,
to
I'm
see
not
some
a real
clubs
big
pop out.
fan. I mean, other than the Ace King, I think Robert's holding too many clubs.
Yep.
But he does pick up top two, or top and bottom.
Top and bottom, not a bad hand.
No hearts on the board. Jimmy bets 100 with Ace King. Yeah, Robert's calling.
Yeah, Robert's definitely coming along. Big Taco looks like he's getting out of there with his couple of draws. And the 8. Woo! That is actually a pretty good card for
That is.
Robert, bringing in a couple of different ways to make a straight. And even Jimmy, actually, a couple of different ways to make a straight there, too. No, he just needs a 10.
Yeah, he needs a 10.
My bad.
Oh,
No, he could, or a 6. A 10 or a 6.
6 won't get in there.
No,
He's
you're
got to
right.
play 2 out of his hand. Yeah.
Yeah, it just needs a 10. Yeah, that rule always throws me off.
And now
Instead, it's another
a
8.
chop.
There we go. The S stands for super pot.
Yeah, Robert got counterfeited.
Unfortunately, yeah, that's the danger with that top and bottom. Is if the board pairs higher than what you've got, you are screwed. Maybe that's what that S stands for. Is screwed.
Screwed. Yeah. Then they misspelled poker. Yeah, it's
Quite the night tonight. Not a whole lot of action moving around. These chips are not really moving around too much just yet, but I expect once we get into that Hold'em stage,
it's
which
a
is right
fairly
now.
it's a fairly tight table. I mean, Robert's way tight. Jimmy will gamble with you.
Yep.
Rudy is way tight. Just going around it, Debbie's tight. Debbie's a tight player.
Yep.
I'm just kind of going around that. Taco here
Taco
lately
play.
has been tight.
Taco previously had played. Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
he's kind of loose, tightening up a little bit.
Yeah, I think he has. I mean, that's. I don't know who's sitting next to Taco. Oh, Dennis. Dennis will play his cards.
Yep.
You know, if he's got them.
Yep.
I really don't know much about Chandler or Abe or.
Chandler, from what I remember, will gamble every once in a while, but tight aggressive, you know.
First impressions, not necessarily the truth, but what I saw with like the overbet from Abe and then the call, you know, from Chandler, they're going to be a little looser, I think.
I think so, yeah. And you know, we talk about these type players and rocks and things like that. That overbet left a little value on the table, but hey, at least he's being aggressive. At least he's getting after it.
I know I know Charlie's cheering for somebody at this
Yep.
table.
Jimmy holding the Charlie right now,
Worst
and
hand.
actually ahead right now. But he does get away from it. Folds
Yeah,
the
nice
best
bet from
hand.
Chandler.
Chandler, with that wheel draw, goes ahead and bets it, takes down a cool $40 profit from that $100 pot. And here we go. Chip count looking almost exactly the same for now. Robert's still on top at 1.6. See a lot of people starting out at 1.5 or right at that 1K mark, which is a pretty good place to be when you're doing a $5 blind game.
I'm buying in for 300.
300,
And shipping
that
it on 'em.
short stack ninja right there.
Yeah.
That's usually what I do when I play here. I usually buy in short, $250, $300, my sweet spot.
Yep, and I'll buy, like I say, I'll buy in twice if I have to.
Yep.
But
Yeah, you either double up right away or you rebuy. And looks like a pretty good almost family pot here. 5 players.
and nobody has a hand.
Ooh, nobody has a hand, but Jimmy and Debbie now hit a queen.
And Abe hits a deuce. And Robert picks up a flush draw.
Robert with the flush draw has the most equity right now, even though Debbie and Jimmy are paired. Oh, and Chandler paired too. I didn't even notice that. So
I did, yeah, top pair. Yeah, too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, 3 top pair and no kickers.
the case queen comes out. The ladies' night.
Let me see. What am I cheering for?
Oh, it's a 6. Robert has a gut shot, as does Jimmy. No, Jimmy doesn't. Chandler picks up 2 pair, so he's looking
Yeah.
real good. It's kind of Robert with the straight and the flush draw.
Well, and Chandler needs to bet enough to get everybody off. He should have raised instead of just called the 70. He needs to raise this. With 2 pair right here.
Yeah.
He needs to. He just called the 75. He needs to raise that. And I know
Yeah.
he's thinking, 3-5, but that's pretty unlikely.
Yeah, and oh, well, never mind then. He boats up.
Jimmy might call a small bet here, 2 pair, but with that 7 kicker, I mean.
Yeah, I don't expect.
Jimmy bets
wow,
150.
Jimmy bets
Never mind.
150 to Chandler's check.
Robert
Thinking his
folds.
top pair is good. Yeah, Robert's out of there. Chandler, I would be surprised if he does not raise. A lot of value on. There
Yeah,
we
he's
go.
raising. He's picking up
Raise to
the
500, but
And Jimmy folds.
Jimmy gets out of there. I like that raise though.
Yeah, that wasn't bad. It was pot sized right at.
Right at, yeah, it was good size, I thought. Good timing, I thought. And then the other thing too is you don't have to show your cards.
Right.
You avoid that showdown. I think that's really
Yeah,
important.
15 minutes from now, they'll be figuring out whatever they're delay. 30 minutes, whatever the delay
Yep,
is, they'll
yep.
be figuring out.
They'll see Chandler's just playing well. And he does pick up that almost $1,000 pot. Not bad. Not bad. $380 profit does put Chandler right on top now at 1.7K. Dennis with the queen for. Let's see if the queens look good enough for him. Nope. Nope, not this time. Not under the gun. You know, I'm also surprised to not see straddles popping off quite yet.
Like I said, this group's a fairly tight group.
You know, a lot of times at Kojak's, it's a $5 game that'll play like 10-20.
Yeah.
Tonight, looks like it's playing like a $5 game.
It is. Debbie calls it 3-4. So much
Love
for
that.
So much for her being tight, but I like her position. I mean,
Yeah.
she's in the cutoff.
It's suited, low cards. You know, if you're
Yeah.
against high cards, you're doing
Ooh.
all right. And she flops the flush draw.
Yes, she does, and nobody will ever see that coming if a heart hits.
Nobody will see that coming. Now, the danger is, of course, if you have such a low flush, you got to be worried about higher flushes. But, you know,
And she
Doesn't matter.
stays aggressive with it, and
yeah,
takes it
doesn't
down.
matter when you bet and take it down. Betting into what, 5 people, 4 people.
Nice play.
That was.
But everybody checked it to her.
That's
they checked
true.
around, so
That's true.
she was last to act. So yeah, it was a very nice play.
Very nice play, and that's what you're saying. Power position when you're in the cutoff, frees you up to play some of those hands, and especially against a tight group like we're talking about.
Yeah.
Loosen up. That's the.
Well, it's also one of the reasons I want to get in on this game because they are tight.
Right.
You know, you can actually
splash around and
play
win
the game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I say, the only one that's not really Jimmy will play with you.
Jimmy will play. Yeah. Last time I had pocket kings, and he had a pocket pair, and he hit a set, and I bet into him, and he just called me the whole way down.
Just let you build the pot for him.
Just
yeah.
exactly. But I mean, I think I was a 4-better when I had the kings, and he, like you said, willing to play. He's got a pocket pair. He's going to get in there and see what happens, and it worked out for him that time. And I'd love to see some more of that action here tonight.
Well, and it's really not. It wasn't really too bad a call on his part. On a 4-bet. I mean, a pocket pair is going to be. You're going to hit that once out of every 220 hands in theory. Isn't that what they say?
8.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, 220.
Yeah, 220 hands. Yeah, something like that.
I did 2 in a row earlier when I was playing online today.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you're done for the next 1,000 hands.
For the next 1,000 hands. Yeah, I had pocket 8s. I hit a set with that, and I had pocket jacks. I hit a set with that.
So Debbie's going to win with a queen.
Yes, the queen on the river. Let's see. She's going for it. Just $25 should get most of these players to fold. They really don't have anything.
No, nobody has anything.
And she takes down a $50 pot. But hey, taking a $20 profit, hard to go broke.
It's hard to go broke
you're in the
when
money.
pulling profits, yeah.
That's it. As long as your profits are bigger than your losses. If you're constantly taking in small profits and losing big pots like I always seem to do.
Yeah, I understand. Me too. It's the same exact.
That's it. And we are changing dealers here. One of my favorite dealers now, taking the stage. Do you call it the stage? Taking the table?
Sitting in the box.
Sitting in the box.
Yeah. Who we got coming in?
I don't know.
Oh.
I hear a man's voice. But it is one of my favorite dealers, I can tell you that. We got good dealers out here.
I don't like any of them. Including my daughter. I don't like any of them.
I like the ones that help me win.
Yeah. I have moments where I like them. But for the most part, I don't. Nah. Usually I'm hoping they find large boulders in their kidneys, but they're not.
Yikes. Oh, man. Been there, done that. Oh, okay. Well, I spoke too soon. Talking about how we haven't seen any straddles. We have a double straddle out there right now.
Okay.
So it looks like the game's kind of heating up. I guess as the button moves kind of more to the right side of your frame there, we'll start to see a little more action on Chandler's and Jimmy's side of the table over there. Abe.
And quite honestly, I hate straddles. It's very rare you'll see me straddle.
Kind of not worth it, in my opinion.
It's just a bad bet. You're putting more money in a pot. The only straddle I've really liked, and they do it at Choctaw, and we do it automatic because it's a button game, but was a button straddle. With true last action. That's to me that's
a good bet because you got good position. You're gonna play most of your hands anyway.
Yeah, and then it's gonna skip over and let the little blind, big blind act, and then come back to you. So that seems to be that's the one I'll do every time.
Sure.
But the ones in the front like that, when you're not playing little blind, big blind, so why would you put the extra money in the pot?
And it is good when it's everybody opts to do a whole round because it loosens the game up. It, kind of
a
brings
forced
in
straddle
little
game
money.
is a little different story. But,
Right.
But to do it voluntarily,
Not always great.
No, it's just to me, it's kind of like playing, because we do the bomb pots every dealer change. and early in the night, I won't do many bomb pots because it's a bad bet. If
Right.
every 30 minutes, you're putting $10 in. That's $20 an hour.
Now look at this, Jimmy. You're talking just kind of an
Yeah.
action player. 3 bets
Three
with
bet.
the ace
Yep.
3 suited, and runs into a little bit of trouble with the ace queen and ace 10 suited. So I'll just see how this goes.
But yeah, if you do the $20 an hour, on bomb pots, well, if you play for 5 hours, I mean, you're down $100
Right.
if you don't win one.
Right.
So. But at the end of the night, when we've only got about an hour left, I'll start gambling like that.
Oh,
an hour or
yeah.
two. But then it's a little different.
Oh yeah.
And people love the bomb pots, so I don't complain about them. I just don't play them very often.
Yeah, I agree. I don't usually play them very often. I try to win them every time I can. Or, I'll win one and sit out 3, and then
Yeah.
win one and then sit out 3. Try to keep that win streak alive.
I don't think Robert calls Dennis here. He's played with Dennis enough to know.
Yeah.
Time to go away.
And it looks like I think Dennis played very well.
Yep.
I think that bet was a good size. I think it was a good timing. I think he was
I think
betting
Dennis
some
is
good
2-0
cards.
now, isn't he? In hands
He
he's
is.
played.
He sure is. He sure is. And he
Moving to the
is
freehold.
3rd place now, up about $300. Cool 30% profit so far.
30%.
That ain't bad.
Oh, if I could get a 30% return on everything I did, I'd take it all day, every day.
Oh man, yeah.
I'd be retired pretty quick.
That
That's
would
for
be
sure.
that'd be some easy money right there. I would live like a hobo for just about a year. Every paycheck I got, just go into whatever gives me that 30%, and then at the end of the year, I'd be sitting pretty for a little while.
I've got a friend of mine that says if he ever wanted, he'd have a ranch. He'd be sitting in a Jimmy Buffett type outfit, smoking dope all day on his ranch, just eating Cheetos and Oreos and just getting high as a kite for. I'm just like, good Lord.
It's like your average college kid. It sounds good.
Yeah, and he's 55 years old.
Oh man, Robert with the pocket 10s does make a 3-bet to
Take Taco
50.
calls.
Love it. Yeah, Taco making the call with the 8-7.
Dennis called. I like Dennis's hand.
Dennis is not a bad hand either. Unfortunately, he's.
It's crazy
Robert's
that
holding some of his
it's
outs.
crazy that pocket pair is not the favorite.
It is. It is crazy. Yeah, you got a lot of suited hands. It'd be neat to see a couple of hearts come off. Chandler with the king of hearts.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
Ooh, some middling cards right
Open-ended-
there.
Open-ended for Dennis.
Hitting Taco. Robert almost. Robert 3 to a straight.
He bets 100. Looks like Taco bet 100. Yeah.
Yep. Taco bets 100 with his
Dennis
pair.
called open-ended. That's a good call on Dennis's part.
Definitely a good call. That's
Robert's
definitely.
got overs to the board. He may raise it up here. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a smart raise. Try and kick Taco out with his pair. I don't know if Taco's going anywhere. I'm not sure I would fold for another $200.
And he's got a gut shot 6, though. It's the only thing that's going to save him, or he's got to catch a 7 or an 8. He may
Right.
go away.
Yeah, he does get out of there.
I don't think Dennis goes away.
Dennis
I don't know.
Dennis needs to stick around here with that up and down straight draw. Just peel one off and see where you stand
I mean,
afterwards.
he's got to call 200 to win 7.
Right.
So he's getting 3 to 1.
He's getting good money.
And
He's
it's
getting
roughly
good money.
3 to 1 right here. So it's it's a coin toss situation. Oh, it's a 3 to 1 on his money anyway, roughly.
And if Robert is the better, then your implied odds are looking pretty good for future streets as well. So you
Yeah.
can factor that in at least a little bit. Does make a call.
He does.
Love that call, Dennis.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Let's see what we got. On the turn is a queen.
Yahtzee.
Wow, and he binks it. Now that does bring in a backdoor flush draw that Dennis may be a little bit concerned about, but honestly, I would keep betting as though that flush draw weren't even there. Especially after Robert's raise, you're not
Yeah.
going to have people with suited cards really sticking around for the suit.
And
Now Robert's going to be a little bit concerned with that overcard coming off. I think more in Dennis's favor, it would have been the 7.
well, and he basically turned him dead. I mean, that's the crazy thing about it. He basically turned him dead.
Right. Looks like
Dennis pulling out betting
Dennis
chips.
pulling out betting chips. I didn't see Robert check, but Dennis does put out 200, 250, 250.
Yeah, I think it's 250. Yeah.
So that's good sizing on the bet. Good a down bet over Robert's raise. So Robert probably having trouble turning down the value of that bet.
Getting 6 to 1.
Getting 6 to 1 with his pair.
But he's, what is that? 20, 33 to 1 against. Or
Right.
something like that.
Yes. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. When you're working on a 2-outer, that's not really that great.
I mean,
Now he could hit a jack. Robert
That's
could
what
hit
I'm
a
saying.
jack
Yeah,
to make a
he's
straight.
got
so-
3 jacks to hit. Well, 2 jacks and 1 jack's gone.
Yeah, 2 jacks to hit and 2 tens to hit. But,
Well, the 10 won't help him at all. 10 won't help him a bit because they'll just make him trips.
as far as
Yeah,
as far as Robert knows, though, you
Oh,
know,
yeah,
he
yeah.
could be wondering, did Dennis hit the pair of queens?
Yeah.
You know, I think that's
Which
a
then
real
you beat.
possibility.
You know, yeah, I think he's probably putting Dennis on a queen. I don't think Robert can call this. I really don't.
Yeah, and it looks like he does let it go. That was a smart fold. Good bet by Dennis, taking down another pot. 3-0.
3-0, and that's a
3-0.
$1,000 pot.
Not bad at all. Taking down a big one. That puts him at the top.
I think it does. Yeah,
That puts him at the top of the chip count. 1.9K. Chandler at 1.6 after his big pot win as well. So we're starting to see a little movement with those chips. Starting to go around the table a little bit. And just finally starting to see these players. I think part of what happens is at the beginning of a poker game, especially when you sit down at a new table, everybody's sitting down for the first time. You're going to play conservative. You're going to learn the mood, the dynamic.
I mean, we're only at hand 15, so
Right.
Yeah,
we'll start to see this table loosen up a little more. I
so
think.
back to your knee, or they got to do surgery, or
They're going to put me in physical therapy for 6 weeks, and then we'll decide. It's not a total tear of the PCL, which thank God. I already tore my ACL on my right leg. So
Okay.
I've been through that before, and I do not want to do it again.
did it tear up the bike very bad?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I won the fight.
Oh, okay.
The bike got totaled. I'm still walking, so. And actually, I made a little bit of money on it. I had full coverage insurance-wise, so I ended up a couple $100 up over what I spent on it because I bought it in
Don't
February.
let the insurance company hear you say that. They'll want it back.
Yeah, I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
man. Hey, can we delete that? Can we go back?
Yeah, they're going to want their money back now.
Oh, man. All right. Kojak's Poker Club, we got a little feedback saying voice is breaking up bad. We'll do our best. It looks like our delay is proper. It looks like our bandwidth is correct. Maybe we'll turn up the volume here on the microphone. We're sitting back a little bit. We'll see if that helps. Please write in. Let us know if you can hear all that. And we got Hunter saying, "Let's go, Dennis the Menace." Love to see it. And Moses Rojas, Kojak's Live or News West 9. I'm gonna go Kojak's Live 100% of the time.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna go Kojak's Live. No vendetta there, but write us and let us know what you think. And certainly good to see you, Moses, as well, Mr. Hunter. Great to have you guys on board. And let us know what you think the high hand of the night is going to be. We're doing a high hand for another hour and 15 minutes, our time.
Yeah, Queen's Full won the first one, I think.
Queen's full, okay.
I don't know who it was. Brian DePlantis, I think, won $500.
Not bad. See, that's the thing. You're going to win with the high hand
Yeah.
anyway, so you're taking down a bonus $500.
Oh, Rudy just flops a joint.
That ain't bad. You love that.
Yeah.
Anytime you're playing offsuit connectors, that's about the best you can do. And he just makes a smooth call to Jimmy's bet. Jimmy with 2 pair, so it should be a pretty good amount of value here on the table. Debbie gets out of the way with her overcards. Oh, in the 7,
Gets bigger.
Rudy actually improves. I love this hand. That's too funny.
Jimmy
And
checks.
completes the full rainbow as well. Always fun to see that. And Jimmy with the snap call. Interesting. With his 2 pair.
Deuce or a 4 would be pretty gross right here.
Yes,
really
that
gross.
would be disgusting. Instead, it's a king of diamonds. And Jimmy goes ahead and checks. Rudy with the question, why is Jimmy calling me so much? And how much money can I make him call on this next street? Laying out a lot of
I
greenies.
like about a 210.
Whoa!
Oh, that's crazy. Oh, wow, he's getting paid.
Balls! Woo! Turning over the stone cold nuts of the hand.
Wow.
Love to see that. 7 highs straight, and he flopped it.
That
too.
was a
Rudy
great
got
bet by
paid.
Rudy right there. Great bet.
Great bet.
'Cause
How
there's
many
nothing
chips am
scary
I
that you-
holding? I'm
well-
putting them in the middle.
Well, there's not, like you say, that's not a scary board for 2 pair.
Right. It's definitely not a scary board for 2 pair, and I'd be willing to bet Rudy knew exactly what
Yeah,
Jimmy was
I
holding.
think so. That was a great bet.
Targeted the 2 pair perfectly, and knew Jimmy was sticky with it.
That might put Rudy up at the top of the board now.
I believe so. Yeah, 1.9K. He's I
Yeah.
think tied with Dennis.
Yeah.
Depending on the other numbers there. So 1.98 and 1.95.
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter, but basically a tie for the top of the leaderboard there. Yeah, Rudy is technically on top now. Chandler's still at 1.6K. Hadn't really played a hand. Jimmy down to 245, but we all know
He
you're
may
dangerous
rebuy.
with that short stack.
Yeah, and he might rebuy. He's not out of it yet, but
He's
may
not.
rebuy.
Yeah, he may rebuy or he may even just double up. He's an action player, and a lot of times those players get rewarded with the short stack.
Guarantee you that stack's going in the middle pretty fast.
Yes, I will not want to take that bet because I am
Yeah.
on your side.
Yep, that's.
Robert under the gun with the king queen. Looks like he just limps. Yeah.
So what was it? 2 weeks ago, the Kentucky Derby.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Moses Moore News West 9 information. Rich Strike.
Oh, yeah.
wins it, and he was 80-1.
Oh yeah, 80-1.
Had a friend, or he was
Uh-huh.
plus 15,000. Had a friend put 300 on him at plus 15,000.
Woo,
Yeah,
man,
wins 45K.
that is not a bad place to be at all.
Oh,
45K
on a
for
$300
bet. My lord.
Just taking the long shots.
You know what? You got to do it.
Yeah.
You got to do it.
Yeah.
That's what I only went horse betting one time in my life. Maybe I shouldn't tell the insurance company that either. I only went horse betting one time in my life, and that's what I would do. Just put it on the underdog,
Yeah,
first
see what
and second,
happens.
see what happens, and then
Yep.
put your real bet out there.
Yep.
And I actually won. I took down the underdog. I think was only like 10 or 12-1, and I put a $5 bet on it, so I made $60 and just parlayed that.
Yeah, I love going to the races. Phil's got a flush draw.
Phil with the flush draw. Abe actually technically with the best hand with the pair of sixes.
Jimmy.
Sorry.
Jimmy, yeah.
Yeah, Jimmy. And
Top kicker.
This may be the time to just shove it all in here for Jimmy with his short stack. He's got a couple of candidates for callers. He's got top pair, top kicker.
I don't see Robert calling here. Maybe because he's got overs to the board. I don't see him calling, but
I would see Phil thinking about it, possibly calling with his flush draw.
I like Phil's call if he calls here. I'm
I
not
think that's a
opposed to
good
that.
one. Yeah. That's a
I
good
don't know
one.
how they're saying Abe is the favorite here with sixes when there's top pair, top kicker right above. Jimmy's got that.
Yeah, you're right about that. Maybe the club.
Oh, there we go. There it's switched out, but it's still 25-24. That doesn't.
Yeah, that's still very close. Very close.
Jimmy takes it down.
Jimmy takes down the pot. Gets a couple of folds there. There you go. Should be a large percentage increase on that stack right there.
Oh, it might be 5-5 deuce. That might be why. So who won that pot?
Oh, 5-5 deuce. Yeah, Jimmy's still at
Jimmy-
two.
he
Jimmy did
lost.
not win
He
that
did
one.
not win
He's
that
at
pot.
205. Sorry, graphics. Had a
Graphics
little trouble with the
froze
graphics.
up. A little bit.
What do you feel like having tonight? I don't care. Where do y'all want me to go? Y'all think of where you want to go, and I'll come back. I'll come right back.
So I was talking to Straddle, a couple of our old friends, to see if we can get, who's all interested in getting a game once a month, like we used to once a week.
Big O or?
Yeah, Frank, I need you to play. We'll play a round of each, Big O and PO.
I'm ahead, Big O. I'm played twice.
I know.
Lose 9,000, win 12,000. I'm gonna be a career winner.
Career.
I have no idea how I did each one of us.
Call.
Too much thinking for a guy that.
Call. Call.
I know.
Raise to
Too much thinking for old man. And I'll be thinking too much. I'm using too many brain cells. Yeah, this ain't working.
Call.
Warmed up. Yeah, that lasted about a half hour.
I remember one of the last times I played with Clyde, we were in Lubbock, and,
3 players.
Clyde gutted me. I mean, it didn't make no sense why he was calling, but he
All right, so it looks
Yeah,
like
you're the sound guy. I just go in here and just. and with the exception of last time, the 2 times before that, I had to do it here by myself. And there was one night here, I swear it was so bad. I finally just told him, I said, look, I didn't say a word for like an hour and a half. So y'all just watch this silly stuff, and when something exciting happens, I'll tell you. And we had. I bet there wasn't $1,000 moved around the table. It was just cold for all night.
Yeah.
No action. It just,
yeah. Sometimes it'd be like that.
and I went outside, and they were like, "How was it?" I'm like, "Oh, this one sucked."
Just being honest.
Yeah.
Telling it like it is. And we got Debbie with a straight draw and a pair of 5s, but Robert with 3 pair.
And he bets
And
it.
he bets it. Debbie gets out of there.
Oh, I kind of would like to have her stayed one more time just to see what comes.
Yeah, with PLO, that one card just changes the entire equity.
I mean, I realized she was a 2-to-1 dog going into that, but he didn't bet a whole lot right there. I wouldn't mind seeing him.
She had
her stay around.
Yeah, definitely. She had a couple different ways to make it
But
straight.
again,
She
shot
could've hit
table.
on the 5.
Jimmy definitely stays.
Yeah.
But Debbie's not a gambler, and she plays. I mean, she plays pretty tight.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And we got Caleb cracking up at your comments. You don't like dealers, especially even your daughter. We call her the crusher.
Yeah.
Somewhat affectionately. She has a tendency to bust a lot of players,
If I
or at
just
least
had-
get blamed
If
for
I
it.
just held her underwater a little longer when she was born, just
They're having a little gel back there.
life would have been better. No, I'm pretty proud of her. She's actually a really good dealer. She does a really good job. She worries about every little detail in the that happens at the table. If she flips a card or a card flip, it really bothers her.
But that's what you need is that
Sure.
OCD quality, I think.
And
as a
then she
dealer.
doesn't put up with nothing from nobody. If somebody lips her, I mean, she's like, I may be 5-foot midget, but I will, you'll have a 5-foot pissed off midget all over you. That's how I can compliment and insult at the same time.
You got to do
Yes.
both. You
Yeah,
got to do
yeah.
both. You got to be a Sour Patch Kid. First you're sour,
Yeah.
then you're sweet.
Oh, don't bring that up. I'm gonna get in trouble.
Keep them in line.
Not for her, but I was teasing my fiance one day. I'm like, you're like a Sour Patch Kid. First you're sour, then you're sweet. And I was joking, and I've heard about that for a year, and so then you just got me in trouble again.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Those Sour
Thanks.
Patch Kids, they do have a memory. I'll tell you that.
Yes.
Now I'm liking Jimmy's hand here. We can't see Dennis's hand, but Jimmy's with the pair of kings and the pair of twos.
I already know what's coming. 10 years from now, Rolodex. Remember when you said I was a... Yeah, I already see it
Bringing
coming.
up the Rolodex. Oh man.
I sometimes wish I had a woman's Rolodex. Can you imagine?
Wouldn't that be nice?
That would be so
Wouldn't
nice.
that be nice? I can't remember what I had for breakfast.
No, I can't either. I mean, that's... Yeah. What do we have here? Nothing yet?
Yeah, Big Taco with a pair of 8s, and if he hits a jack, he can make a straight.
And his bet got Jimmy to lay it down.
Yeah,
Jimmy's down to $40.
$40. I would have probably thrown in some money right there, just because.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my last 40
Just
in
because,
at 600.
you
Yeah.
know, honestly.
I'd rather
Yeah, at a certain point, you get infinite pot odds.
Come on, 30, man.
That was there.
That was
That
the point.
that was the point,
That was the
yeah.
point, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Jimmy, I think wins an award. I'm gonna have to draw up a post-it note for the lowest total that we've seen on the live stream so far.
Is that the lowest?
I have not seen anybody lower than 40.
Other than 0.
Beginning
yeah.
of hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beginning of hand. Yeah, beginning of hand. Yeah,
That's pretty good.
I don't know if I've
That's pretty
seen that or not.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're breaking records tonight. Either way, we're breaking records.
I will say this, man. It was probably a year and a half or so ago, but the live stream has brought some pretty cool math problems to
Yeah.
play with.
Yeah.
But we were playing this game. It was like I said, it's about a year and a half ago, and we played 30 in the first 32 hands. We had in playing PLO. Half of those were PLO. We played 64, so half of them was 32. We'd had quads 4 times.
Cool.
All 4 times was quad 7s.
Whatever.
3 naturals, which 2 in your hand, 2 on the board, and 1 unnatural, 1 in your hand, 3 on the board. So I got to playing with, I was calling guys who are way smarter in math than me, trying to figure out what
What are the
that
odds?
number is.
What's the possibility?
Astronomical. They said there may not be, it's literally infinity plus, it's trillions and trillions. And,
Unbelievable.
like more stars in the universe type. That's how
Than
big the
that.
number was. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
It was to have quads.
Here comes the finish.
With
come
the
at that.
sevens.
Yeah. Yeah, it was crazy. So it's been really cool for math geeks and that kind of stuff that like to study the game and like. I'm one of the guys. I look at the percentages. I don't care what the dollar amount is. I look at the percentages and the pot, and I'm playing with the numbers all
Right,
the time just
right.
because I enjoy that.
That's-
And I think there's a lot of poker players that's what they get off on, that kind of stuff. They love
That's
doing
the
that
draw.
kind of stuff. Sure.
Yeah, if you're good at math, this is a
Big
great
Taco's
game.
got a monster.
With flopping the straight.
Abe and Robert, they're probably fall.
Ooh, we got 3
I don't know
players
what
still
Chandler
sticking
has.
around. Yeah, Jimmy's all in for $35. This is maybe not the best spot to go all in.
We don't know what he has. Yeah.
We don't know what he has. I don't expect him to be beating a Jack 10 though.
I think that graphic is wrong because he's got 75 right there.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But
We'll
it
have to
says-
update our chip totals here in a little bit.
Yeah. Uh-oh, that might be dangerous for Big
That
Taco.
is probably
Because we don't know
dangerous.
what Jimmy or Chandler have.
Yeah, Chandler. if Chandler's sticking around, then I expect he's got some sort of something. He may have trip nine. Oh well, and if you had trip
so
nines or a
gross.
7, then yeah. You know what? Honestly, I'm not sure Big Taco's good anymore.
I don't
And that's
know,
what we were
yeah.
talking about. With one card changes everything. And these last 2 cards changed everything twice.
We'll see who gets pushed the pot.
Let's see here. What do we got? We are in the dark just like you are. Oh, and it looks
So I
like
guess
Big Taco
Taco's gonna
won.
hold, yeah.
Big Taco's straight holds on a double paired board. Yeah, hard to believe. You heard the
Yeah.
table there.
Wow.
Hard to believe, but that's what you're talking about. That astronomically small chance sometimes happens in poker.
Well, and not knowing what the other 2 had, that was our Kojak's mystery hand of the night.
That was it?
Yeah. We'll have 10 of those tonight. So.
At least. I think we've had 10 so far. Well,
But
let's
after
see.
talking to the manager, it looks like we're going to get a new sound booth and new equipment. And
Very
so
exciting.
maybe things will smooth out a little more than they're already run pretty smooth for the most part. But it is technology, and it's
It's fickle.
I know that our Wi-Fi and our internet acts up, and I think a lot of that has to do with the heat. I mean,
It is hot. Yeah, I did notice that too.
Yeah.
Right when we got into spring. Our,
I really
bandwidth
do.
went down a little
I
bit.
think I really do think the heat has a lot of effect on.
Agreed.
Because even at my house, when things get hot, my internet slows down.
You know what? I in my house when my microwave is on, my Wi-Fi goes out.
Really?
I don't know if that's good.
I don't know if that's good or
That
not either.
sounds a little scary, right?
Yeah, it's kind of.
I may have some kind of microwave leak. Maybe that's why I can't remember anything these days.
That's I've gone through, I guess, in the last 5 years, probably 3 microwaves in my house. But I always got the one that came with the house, and I replaced it with that one. And
Yep.
apparently, those are really crappy microwaves. 'Cause, you'll put a paper plate with a honey bun on it or something, for example. Next thing you know, you've got an electrical show going in between. I'm like, what is going on
Whoa,
with?
that's a little freaky. That's a little freaky. Yeah, microwaves are not what they seem. Hello, we got the
Hey,
crusher
we got
in
the
here.
crusher.
Say hi.
Hello.
Bedtime.
Got him, Chris?
Yes,
Oh.
thank you.
Call.
4 players. Bet 25. Call. Showdown. Show me a 1. That's
Yeah.
That actually hurt.
Oh man.
I feel like I ran away.
Yeah, the crusher, the Oompa Loompa came in here.
Did y'all see me walking around just like multitasking everywhere, trying to like follow the action and keep up? And I was running around. Also, Rudy said that's how you play 5-6.
He played it well.
He played it
He
real
said,
well.
That's for Carter in the back. You tell him that's how you play 5-6.
No,
I was
we,
like, all right.
well, yeah, when
That
That's
5-6
one-
was
that's one of the
excellent.
times I talked to him.
well, when you flop the joint, it's real easy to do that. And the guy next to you is playing 4 deuce and flops 2 pair. Yeah, of course it is. I mean, I'm pretty sure. I can't say that on the air. I'm pretty sure anybody on the planet could actually play that. I would like a
He was
vanilla
like,
milkshake.
Oh, he doesn't want number 2. You want a what?
Vanilla milkshake,
What's that?
large. I ate right before I came in.
Oh, I forgot you was on mine.
You want a milkshake?
Rush to 9.
Okay.
That's just me.
Leave that open. Leave it open. It's hot in here. Ridiculous.
Yeah, I know. I got this thing on.
Yeah, I used to have one of those when I was your size.
What color is this? Is that blue or green?
Turquoise.
Yeah, right. Aqua.
Aqua?
Yeah.
Aqua.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you
Well-
for settling that.
Oh,
Got it. Yeah.
Who said it was a different
Apparently,
color?
it's green.
that's aqua.
That's aqua. That's easily aqua.
Yeah.
Love
Who
that.
said there wasn't aqua? Your fiance?
Yeah.
She's colorblind.
She says I got old man eyes.
Yeah, tell her she shouldn't be allowed to drive a car if she can't see green, know the difference between green and aqua.
She drove me here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, wait till the light turns red. She says, "I thought it was yellow."
Yeah. And growing up with somebody that was colorblind, my grandfather couldn't see the red and stoplights.
Oh yeah. Yikes.
Granddad.
Whoa,
It's
whoa, whoa,
red.
whoa, whoa! It's the top light. It's the top light.
Yeah. Yeah, that is definitely aqua.
Oh, man. We got a couple of comments. Tony saying, good luck, Debbie. Debbie saying, thank you, Tony. Always love to hear that. Frank is looking pretty good, according to Debbie as well. Roman with the quad fours. That's wild.
Hey, is there one seat open? Is there a seat open? Here? Yeah. Brennan.
All right, we're getting back to the action. Still doing some PLO. Jimmy did reload. He's at 520 now. Stack looks about right. Stack looks about right. And looks like it checks around. Jimmy is not holding cards, so I assume Phil won that one.
High like 72.
For a high.
And we originally, a few days ago, had
All right, we got a straddle out there. Game is starting to loosen up, and it's in that same spot. I knew it. It's in that same spot. Jimmy not doing the double straddle this time, though, it looks like. Or, no, it was Jimmy who straddled. Here we go. I don't know about you at home, but there's always anticipation for me when I'm watching the dealer dealing out cards. Little butterflies, maybe. You know? You never know what's going to happen. Because, like we were talking about, sometimes poker is a crazy game. Sometimes these infinitesimally small chances just happen right before your eyes. Real interesting. Real interesting. Yeah, looks like we did get a call from Rudy with his mystery hand. Abe makes the call, limping in. And, you know, I don't expect anybody to fold now that we've got a good couple of limpers. Looks like this is going to be a family pot here. Ooh, Jimmy raising up to 85 with his ace queen and a pair of eights. I like that raise. Could have probably even gone a little bit bigger. Weed out some of the riffraff, but looks like he's going to weed out. At least Rudy's out of there. Let's see. Abe looks like he made the fold. There he goes. A lot of dead money out there for Jimmy to pick up. Claw back to even. Love to see it. Dennis, he's out of there. And we got one call on the button. Chandler making the call with his ace-10. I gotta say, Jimmy's a favorite here, and I like Jimmy's hand a lot better. Chandler does hit a pair of 10s, besting Jimmy's pair of 8s. Jimmy keeping the aggression on. Now that the king hit the board, there's two clubs out there. Chandler's got a decision to make. And he's thinking it over. Not a super tough spot. I don't expect Chandler to really be sticking around, but maybe he thinks Jimmy's tilting. Maybe he thinks Jimmy's getting a little over-aggressive. Likely coming into play. Reaches for chips for a quarter second. Says, nah, that's not worth it. And Jimmy takes down a $300 pot. Not too bad there. Catching up back to close to 1,000. On the high side of 500 at least. Love that. Chip count still shows Rudy at the top, 1.9. Dennis down a little bit from his 1.9K high. Not by much, though. Not by much at all. Chandler up to 1.4. And we should be about hand 20 or so.
Give or take. Yeah, that's.
Give or
Are we
take.
changing dealers again?
Nope. Yep. We
Or
are.
their decks? Oh,
Looks like different hands.
okay.
I could be wrong.
Yeah, that's Richard.
There we go.
I think.
Richard.
I think it's Richard.
Looks-
He's
yeah.
got gorilla hands. If it's some woman, I'm gonna feel really bad. He's got those gorilla hands.
You gotta watch out for that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, watch it be Yvonne. A little bitty petite things. You got like, well, okay, the camera does add 10 pounds to your fingers.
To your fingers, to each one.
Yeah.
My dad told me when I was middle school, he says, never tell a girl that she has pig hands. Ask me how I know. Because I told my sister one time that she had pig hands, and she never let him forget it. 45,
Wow.
50 years later.
Well,
She still makes fun of him for it.
you know, I go through that, not for calling my sister something, but we were kids and I was swinging a belt around the belt buckle, you know, over her head. She's like, "You're going to hit me?" I was like, "No, I'm not. It wasn't once we let her smack." 40 years later, I still hear about hitting her in the head with a belt buckle.
Watch out for those belt buckles, too.
Well, duck.
Yeah, right.
Like it's my fault. I was the one swinging first. You know. It is Richard. Okay.
At least you didn't get used to it. Whoa, wait, you can't say that.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Have you noticed Richard, Brendan, Rudy?
Sure.
They all kind of look like Uncle Fester. I mean, they all look like they could be
varying degrees of Uncle Fester. Yeah.
Rudy is 100% Uncle Fester. I mean, just look at him. That's perfect. If he watches this, I'll get a text later.
Yeah,
Robert with the nuts, Big Taco with the third
and then
nut.
just text him back. George stayed silent.
And Jimmy flops a flush. Oh, wow.
A lot of flushes.
We
Robert,
got 3 flushes.
Yeah, we got 3 flushes out there. Robert with the nut flush. And he's going to Hollywood here for a second before he calls, I'm sure.
And nobody else has really anything to play with.
Not a great Hollywood, though.
And you see how quick Big Taco called?
Yep, Big Taco's making the call with the queen high flush.
Robert just smooth called.
Yeah. And Jimmy with the low flush here.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
That'll slow.
Paired
That just killed the
jack.
action, I think.
That should slow things down.
Nope,
but
it did
we'll
not.
see.
50.
Jimmy still loves his flush. Still an action player. Still trying to catch back up. I think Robert, if I was Robert, I would still like my flush too. He's Hollywood in here a little bit.
Taco folds. Yep.
He makes the call, and Taco
Yeah,
gets out of there.
Good laydown. I'm telling you, Taco's been playing a lot tighter and a lot better the last probably
Yeah.
4 or 5 months. He really has.
I
From
see
what we
that.
saw a year ago,
I see that now, yeah.
He's playing a lot better.
Just getting those reps in, spending the hours at the table. Whoa, double paired board here. An 8 on the river. That's going to slow everything down, and it does
Yeah,
go
they went
check.
check.
Darn 4 pairs.
Ah, Jimmy does not look happy about that.
Wow.
And Taco's going, whoo, I made a good laydown.
Yeah.
Why'd you pair the 4?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
I would actually have been more afraid of just a single paired board than I would have double paired. I really would have. I mean, I would have been.
Yeah, and PLO, because you have to use 2 of your cards.
And the other, I
Does
mean,
make sense.
you know, and we've said it before. I mean, 2 pairs is so powerful in
Right.
PLO.
Right.
Um,
Ooh, Jimmy looks like he's getting up. $5.95. Not too bad. Picked up a
No.
little bit. Picked up a little bit after his rebuy. I believe his rebuy was 500. So.
yep, I think it was 500. So.
Yeah, a little bit. Making some of that money back. That's the thing. Just stick on the dealer, Jimmy.
I didn't realize how big Richard's hands actually are. They look like gorilla hands. It's amazing how little the deck. Look at those hands. Good grief. I bet he didn't need a catcher's mitt in Little League. He just used his hands.
It just uses that. Yeah, Jimmy.
But look at Rudy. Is
Yeah.
that not Uncle Fester in a hoodie? Look at that. I mean, and we got to do something about the glare. We got to start getting makeup or something to get rid of the shine. I mean, I think that's a TV thing. They do that.
Yeah, if
but,
you're watching this on an HDR computer, you're screwed.
I mean, Richard doesn't have that problem. He's got a little, you know.
Yeah, it puts a little foundation on there, maybe. You know what? I'm taking notes because I'm about to hit that bald stage. I got to learn how to handle myself.
I've got a good friend of mine. He's one of my best friends in the world. That when he started going, he had that in the back of his head.
Monkey butt.
Shaved it.
Yep.
Done. He
That's
ain't shaved it. That's all he's done.
That's
He's
what
done
you
it for
gotta
20
do.
years now. I mean, we were literally in our 30s. He just
Yeah.
shaved it.
I don't know. I'm getting close. If I'm lucky, maybe I can hold on to a couple of threads by the time I'm 40, but we'll see. It ain't looking too good. You know, funny. You know, the motorcycle crash. I actually noticed like a drastic receding in my hairline. I guess
Really?
the stress from my body or whatever. It doesn't care about the hair anymore. It's trying to regrow skin.
Well, they have that hair club for men thing that you can do. It's
I'd
supposed
rather
to
do the
work.
hair club for women.
Yeah. Rudy flops open-ended.
Women, you know, they got that beautiful flowing hair. I want some of that. Some Fabio.
Some Fabio hair.
Yeah, Fabio action.
Just don't ever put a rug on your head. I get a kick out of toupees.
And I will do that for a couple of parties.
Yeah.
On Halloween, maybe, something
Well,
like that.
and we
you know?
talked about, you know, the old weatherman from Big Two News, Jay Gordon. you
Oh,
know.
yeah.
And I love Jay Gordon. Like I say, he was a weatherman when I was a kid. He came out and shot with you. But he had this, and it's West Texas. He wears his toupee out there. And this thing's flapping while he's out there shooting with all of his kids. And to a 9-year-old teen, that's the funniest thing in the world. To see his hair just flapping up in the wind.
That's
you know.
marketing. You can't buy that kind of publicity.
It was pretty great.
And Big Taco goes from 2 pair to a straight. Love to see that. And he does go ahead and looks like he bets
Yes, he did.
375 with his Crown Royal hat and jacket. Love to
Chandler
see
has
it.
2 pair, 10-6. I bet he lays it. But he's going to lay that down. Surely he's going to lay that down.
Yeah, Chandler, I don't expect really sticking around. He
Rudy's
does get
gonna lay
away
his
from
down.
it.
Yep, Big Taco's going to take
Rudy,
this one down.
yeah, it looks like may have been too big of a bet, though it was about half pot.
Yeah. But he's susceptible to. Well, he had 2 pair also, so yeah.
And Big Taco coming in close to that almost making it a 3-way tie there for the top spots. Taking down one more pot should do it.
Yep.
And it's good to see a lot of these players loosening up. Good to see a lot of the action. Chips starting to change hands.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that's what I like. Normally the last hour of the night it gets kind of crazy when people are stuck, and and that's really what the first 2 hours of this is getting somebody stuck so they'll gamble it up.
Yeah, getting stuck is a hell of a drug, isn't it? That really makes you act a little crazy.
It's horrible. It's the worst thing in the world.
It is.
I mean, yeah. But it's funny. It seems like it's kind of like when you're a kid, you get into a fight with somebody, you got to let them graze you before you know you're in a fight.
Right,
kind of thing.
right.
And it's, for me, it's always been that first bullet I fire, I got to get grazed, and then I buy back in, then I start playing right.
Yeah.
It's like somebody has to punch me in the face before I start playing cards the right way.
There's something to that strategy though. Sitting down, short stacked, and just
Yep.
bluffing it off or whatever, and then buying back in, because then people think you're an action player. You tighten up and you get yourself into some good spots.
The nice thing about a short stack too is you take the power of the big stacks away from them.
Right.
When you're ready to put your money in, it's all going in.
It's all going in anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. So they can't push you around. The big mistake I see with players that'll come in short stack is they let people push them around. They'll only bet they got 300 from them, they'll bet 75. Why would you bet 25% of your stack?
Right.
When all I got to do is, it's only 225 more to get you there. Let's go.
Yeah,
and now you're gonna have to lay it down because you can't push me around.
Right. Yeah. That short stack strategy is. You want to be the Napoleon complex.
Anytime you get 10% of your stack of your money in the middle, it only takes 2 pot-sized bets to get it all. So
Exactly.
if you're going to put over 10%, ship it all.
Ship it all.
Right then.
That's what I'm saying.
And it just. Well, Abe's got a king high. Chandler's got a straight flush. Got shot straight flush draw.
Dennis flopping trips.
And Dennis flops trips.
With a $20 bet, weeding out the herd a little bit. Oh, Chandler's 4, 6, 7, still almost a straight flush.
Robert with Chandler. 2 pair. Now he's open-ended straight flush, but Abe's got one of his.
Yeah, Abe's got one of his outs, but if he picks up that 5, that would be dangerous. And that could qualify for that high hand.
Yeah, and here's 30.
Oh, it has to be in Hold'em.
Yeah, I like Chandler's 35. Just to see where you're at. I wish Abe would have raised it. I don't see. Dennis is staying with trips, hoping that he pairs one of his cards, but he's drawn pretty thin to pair one of his cards.
Drawn thin, and it's a queen.
And Robert
makes a boat right there.
That dude backdoors into more hands than anybody I've ever seen. I mean,
Robert the River Rat, huh?
I mean, he had 2 pair on a flush board and backs into a boat.
Unbelievable. Backs into a boat. You love to see it right there. And he does take down the pot. Looks like it goes check, check all the way around.
Yeah. Why would he check that there? I mean, you've got Abe. You don't know Abe's got the king out flush, obviously, but
you got other players stabbing at the pot. You're gonna try and get him.
Get a little value out of that one.
Try and get him to call.
Aces full of 7s.
Aces full of 7s is the new high.
Aces full of 7s. We got 45 minutes local time here left before we announce the final winner. Aces full though beats Queens full for last.
Well, that one already ended, so I think it already ended. I thought I heard them announcing it and they were starting a new one. So, and don't we run those till like 11 or something?
Till 10.
Till 10. Okay.
Till 10. So we got another 45 minutes local time. You got time to get out here. If you're listening to this, you got.
And our bad beat is over $17,000.
Woo! I almost won that a couple of months ago, and it looks like nobody has won it since.
I need to win that.
I would like that. I would like that. Papa's got some medical bills.
Right. So are you going to replace the motorcycle?
Oh no, I was only going to have it for the summertime anyway. So kind of my summer fun got cut short.
Well,
what are you going to do?
Walk.
Yeah, right.
Versus not walk. Yeah.
Give me a couple of weeks and then I'll be walking again.
Oh yeah, you do have a crutch.
Yeah. I'm down to 1 crutch. I'm making progress.
Raised to 30.
Oh.
Yeah. Looks like another almost family pot getting going here. Kobe, King Jack. Kobe sitting down. Hey, good to see you, Kobe.
My dad he loved motorcycles. He was great on them. And My mom always told me, if you want your legs broke, just get on there.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah, I was in the ER after they were checking me out after I went down. The guy asked me what happened. And I said, well, somebody pulled out in front of me and I swerved to get out of the way. And he says, it's always someone else. And I said, what are you talking about? Because I thought he was taking a shot at me.
Right.
It's always someone else. But he was like, no, I'm serious. It really is always someone else. You're invisible, you know?
You very much are.
And then out here, there's not a whole lot of motorcyclists anyway, so people are not used to looking out for
Well,
motorcyclists. So look twice. Look twice for bikers out there, please.
So there's a book called The Invisible Gorilla that I've read, and
Our dealer?
yeah. But what it talks about in that book is they basically took 2 teams of 20 people and filmed them just playing catch. One team had red jerseys, the other team had black jerseys, just playing catch. And in the middle of this, they run a guy in a gorilla suit.
Out to see who
And the guy's actually in the frame for, it was like 22 seconds. And then they have people watch this video, and it's like 65% of the people never saw the gorilla.
him.
Yeah.
Unintentional blindness.
So in the book, they talk about when Roethlisberger had that motorcycle wreck, Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah.
And the woman said she never saw him.
Right.
Never saw him. And what they figured out is on a motorcycle, people don't see a single light.
Right.
So if you notice, a lot of the bigger bikes now have split lights.
Yeah.
People pick up the
trio.
split. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And people don't driving. They don't see motorcycles. I mean, it's hard to see a motorcycle.
hard.
Yeah.
Well, when the guy pulled out in front of me, he was making a right turn, so he came across me, and I could see his head was looking in the complete opposite direction of me. So he just didn't even notice. And no fault. You know, I mean, you should be more observant, but at the same time, what are you going to do when you're not?
Well, and he probably saw the car behind you, never saw you.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
it's still his fault, 100%. You know,
Yeah.
but like I say, I thought that was a really interesting. If you get a chance to read that book, it's really interesting as to the perception that people have. You know, there's a case in there where a guy loses his career as a police officer because he's chasing a suspect while these other police officers are beating the hell out of another police officer because he was in street clothes and dressed. Well, he was black, and they didn't, you know. That's what
didn't see,
and so this guy loses his job because he didn't see those guys. He was chasing this guy, even though it was right there in front of him.
Right.
And it was a big long battle. It became a Supreme Court case. It's really cool. It's a really interesting book.
Unintentional blindness, it'll get you.
Yeah, and that's what it is.
It'll
You
get
know, and I think people on a poker table have a lot of unintentional blindness.
Yeah.
They don't see what's going on around them.
Right.
You know,
Right.
And I'm guilty of it. Everybody that sits down, you get tied up in a conversation or you know, something like that. And,
I notice a lot of times I'm really good at placing people on other hands when I'm not in the hand.
Yep.
And when I'm in the hand, it's like, what am I doing? What do I need to do in this spot? How am I going to get there? I'm not really paying attention.
Well, and if you look at the players right now, you know, I've told my kids this, and I try to do this. I don't always get it, but I don't even look at my cards until it's my turn to act.
Yeah.
And I just watch the action as it goes around the table.
Right.
I don't look at my cards when the flop comes out. I'm watching who's in the hand with
who's
me.
interacting.
And I don't always do that. And look at Dennis's pocket kings.
Pocket kings versus ace 10, and he 3-bets to 100.
Ace is coming. They're ace magnets.
Yeah,
They're ace
you know
magnets.
it. You know it. A
Yeah,
large
absolutely.
bet, but he does get Phil to call, and he is in great shape against Phil's hand.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see.
Abe might call.
Kobe's out of there. Yeah, Abe.
Nope.
No,
Good lay down, Abe.
Abe gets out of there. Abe with a tight fold, but ace 10 offsuit especially, really not that great of a hand.
No, but an ace is coming, which is going to slow Dennis down. I just have no doubt.
100%.
Yeah.
100%
ace
of the
magnet.
time you have kings, and ace comes on the flop. And
Oh, good. We missed
wait
it.
a
Okay.
second.
Okay.
And a queen and 2 diamonds. Let's see how Dennis handles this. Goes ahead and makes a huge bet, $300.
And he'll take
a little
it down.
bit,
And he shows the kings.
a little bit bigger than pot. Now that's a great setup for when you want to get a little feisty. You bet big pre-flop, you bet big on the flop, and get everybody else to fold when you need a win.
Well, and to show the kings like that, and everybody at the table knows Dennis isn't going to bluff.
Yeah, right.
You know, he's going to have a big hand when he bets like that.
He is.
Thank you, Dennis. Appreciate it, sir.
You know, it's like we were playing in that game last night. One of the guys, I mean, he shoves all in, and the board was paired, and I'm like, you've got quads, don't you? You know, and sure enough, he showed quads, and
Sure
4
enough.
rounds later, he makes quads again
Whoa.
and ships it again.
Ships it again.
He had quads like out of the 5 hands, he had made quads 3 of the 5 times. You know, it was just.
Oh man, that's wild.
Which got him healthy pretty quick.
I believe it. I believe it. Yeah, and that's one of those times where you're like, man, I like this game.
Yeah.
I could play a little more of this.
Yeah, you know. But no, if Dennis ships it or puts something in big, everybody at the table knows Dennis has got a big hand. Same way with Robert. They're going to know that. You may not know it with Rudy. You may not know it with Big Taco, but with Dennis and Robert, you definitely know if they've got a lot of money in. Now, granted, last week, I mean, Robert was up, I don't know, he was like up 4,400, and he ended up making some questionable calls. Oh, Debbie flops the joint.
Woo! Love to see that. Debbie's
Robert
patience
flops
pays off.
ended.
This is, I think, Debbie's first big hand that she's really played. She's played a couple of smaller ones, but
Yeah. She bets 50 at an
she
$85
bets 50
pot.
and does not get a caller. It looks like everybody's out of there.
Yeah.
And that's the downside to playing so tight. You don't get any action.
None. But anyway, like I was saying, I don't know what I was saying. No.
I don't either.
I don't either. We're just rambling because it's the ramble.
But
But no, what I was saying is, I mean, like I say, if you know those two people are in the pot, or even Debbie for that matter, just that was perfect example, perfect timing of it. You know, she's betting it, she's got something.
She's got something, yeah. And unfortunately, a lot of times poker is about what do the other players have.
Yep, it's 100% about it. Dola Brunson said that Hold'em is not a game of cards played with people; it's a game of people played with cards. And you don't know what Rudy's going to do. Rudy changes his game up enough to where you really don't. Abe's showing that he's pretty tight so far. Chandler's a little bit looser. Kobe is tight as all get out.
Yeah,
we know that.
Rudy making a pretty loose.
That's pretty loose for Rudy, yeah. But again, it's Rudy changing his game
changing
up a
it
little
up,
bit.
changing gears a little. I'd like to see Debbie stick around with her ace-9.
I think she did. Taco stayed around because they're suited.
Chandler getting a good price. He's like,
Yep.
Call.
20 to win 100. Yeah, he's getting 5 to 1.
That's great.
Yeah.
Especially, 8-9, not a bad pair of connectors.
No, yeah, the little connectors aren't bad.
A lot of cards higher than that, but he's still got a good couple of ways.
Hearts of plenty.
Wow, look at that. All hearts. Abe, the only one holding a heart, but his heart is only a 4. Probably not feeling too good about that. Does technically have the best hand with his pair of 4s, too.
I would like to have seen Rudy fire here since he led off in the betting.
That's smart, yeah, especially under the gun, or +1 rather.
4s are still in the lead.
Yeah.
Oh no, Rudy's got pocket 5s.
Yeah, Rudy's got a pair of 5s.
This is going to be first one to bet wins.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, set of 4s.
Well, there's that. And
Set
we
of
got a
4s.
$50 bet from Rudy, it looks like.
Bad timing.
Abe's going to go ahead and make a raise.
Hey, Miss Carrie's in the booth. How are you, lady?
I'm great. How are you?
Were you just abusing them in there?
I was.
I saw that. 2 nights in a row you've abused the table.
Fun. Don't act like you didn't abuse them last night either.
No, that's the point of it. Just abuse them.
How's it going out? How's the game going out there?
It's starting to pick up pretty good.
Yeah, starting to see a little action. PFR up to 16% for a couple players there.
Yeah, including your sweetheart.
That's a good thing.
Dennis is playing really well.
Pre-flop raises 16% of the time.
Yeah, it's normally slow plays. We all know.
Yeah, he's doing well. Are you going to the strip club, or have you got all $1
No, they're
bills?
out of ones and the cashier, so I'm grabbing some what ones I have.
She comes in and grabs a wad of ones. I thought, well, I guess we're going to the strip club later, but no, apparently the cage needs them.
I'll send y'all there.
Yeah, sure.
Go right ahead.
That's all right. Crutches do well there. Thank you.
Hey, your phone. That is her phone, isn't it?
That's a nice phone.
It is. It's got her credit card in here, too.
Oh, wait a second. We are going to the strip club. Oh, goodness. Looks like Rudy with a real loose limp there.
Robert raises 20.
And Robert does make a raise to 20. Let's see what he's holding here.
Debbie raises to 40. Break it down. Fold. Yes, fold. Chandler. Fold.
And getting a couple of folds out there. Robert with a pair of jacks. That's what it is. And Debbie calling with the ace-king. This should be a good pot. Oh, Chandler. No, Chandler does not make the call with the 8-9 suited. Oh, wow. What a flop right there. Robert is going to slow down on that one.
No, where was it?
Debbie
folds.
with ace and king. That ain't bad. Let's see if she shows it. Robert, look, she's smiling. She wants to.
And again, it's Debbie. As soon as she bets anything, you know she's got it.
Yep. Yeah, a check would have been a little sneaky there, a little crafty, but with 2 diamonds on the board, she may not have wanted to risk it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think probably a check would have been the right play there. let him think that maybe his jacks are good. Maybe she's holding something other than.
We've got Warren.
Hey, Warren,
we've already
what's
seen
going on?
Warren dealing. Is this your second night here?
It is. Third night.
Third night.
Close
Third
enough,
night.
close enough.
So came to us from. Well, he's one of them Yankees, you know. Even though he's from Louisiana, he came from the Pennsylvania world and Choctaw. And so, what do you think so far?
Oh, I love it down here. Everybody's very nice and kind, but all in due time. We'll see what the real personality is.
All in due time. That's it. Yeah, you gotta head to some of those dive bars out here.
Yeah.
You really have a good time out there.
Yes, sir.
What
Yes,
do you think
Well,
about the game so far?
well, I'll tell you, we got some real good players, and the action's heavy. So night is young, so we'll see what happens.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, we're only about an hour into it so far, so things are finally starting to loosen up a little bit.
Sure.
Well, and you know, with Warren being here, it just tells you not all of our dealers are homegrown, and we actually bring in guys that have done it a long time, and you know, the dealers we have here are professional. Some of them look like Uncle Fester, but they have gorilla hands, but he's a good dealer. But no, I mean, we do. All of our dealers are very professional, and they try to do everything right.
That's right.
I don't like any of them, but we're friends off the table, you know. You weren't dealing the horrible. Well, you did deal with the first two hands to me tonight. That was just horrible at that table, but it wasn't your fault. That was, just the way the cards fell.
Classic rookie mistake. Blame the dealer.
No, I
Classic
yeah.
rookie mistake.
I don't. And like I say, I told everybody. I said I have a two hand complaint session, then I'm over it. You
That's
know,
it.
but
That's it.
but it just sometimes the cards run like that. You absolutely want to see players playing like the one fellow was playing, because you want him to have all the money for a minute, because that'll keep him coming.
That's right.
You know, and so, but if you look at our dealers and our staff, and you know, we're sort of professional in the booth every once in a while. We're not quite, you know, Mike Sexton and whatever that dude he used to do it with.
Van Patten.
Vince Van
Yep,
Patten.
yep.
I did not know this. I didn't know Vince Van Patten was an actor as well. I knew he was a professional tennis player, but
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know that one.
Correct.
I knew he was an actor.
but he was on an episode of like Dick Van Dyke or something like that. It was something weird.
Interesting.
A friend of mine called and said, I saw him on such and such, and I'm like, Vince Van
Child.
Patten?
Must have been a child star. He's
Yeah.
not old.
Well, and he played a little older, like in, I don't know, it was, I may be wrong, like Falcon Crest or something like that. Yeah, it was one of those. But I like, you know, you listen to Vince Van Patten talk, and you know, you could just look at Sexton going, why did that just come out of your mouth? You know, and Tony Dunst is very good. The one that took, you know. I had a chance to watch Mike Sexton play a few times and been around him at the series, and you want to talk about a guy that was
Class act.
class act.
Yeah,
I mean,
class
and
act.
not that I have any kind of relationship. I don't want anybody to think that, but just to get to walk by and talk to him for 2 minutes, you know, and he stopped and he would talk to you. It didn't matter. He would
Fantastic job.
just and to
Great
sit there and
poker
watch
player.
him. I watched him play in the $50,000 Players Championship, and I mean, I was obviously on the rail because I'm not playing that silly thing, but he was sitting just right here, you know, and watch him to play those, and win, lose or draw, he was a gentleman the whole way, and one of my favorite all-time poker players is Mike Sexton.
Indeed. Indeed.
Another one that I like, who's still alive, Dan Harrington was another one that I really liked to watch. And it
Just cracked his book open. Harrington
did
on
you?
Hold.
He's
Yeah.
got 3 of them
Yeah.
in that series.
6. The second series too.
Oh, he's got to say, yeah.
Yeah.
But the original series, yeah, he had 3, and
Yep.
you know, I got to watch Brunson play in his last final table there in Vegas. That was pretty neat. And we just had Greg Raymer here putting on a clinic here not 3 weeks ago.
Fantastic gentleman as well.
And, you know, it's poker in Texas. If anybody is wondering, is probably the largest growing for the gambling
getting big.
industry.
It's
It's
getting
probably
big.
the largest growing segment in the United States.
Getting big, yeah.
You know, when you've got guys like Doug Polk buying the lodge, and his partners, you know, Andrew Nemi and Brad Owens buying the lodge, and the guys you see in Austin and some of the, you know, Dallas and things like that. Johnny Chan, even though he had a horrible partner with the one in Houston.
Unfortunately, yeah.
You know, I think that poker is probably the best in Texas right now as far as the money goes. I've been to Vegas a few times, and
Oh,
the
man.
tables are full, but there's no big games going. Not like we have here.
This is
The
fantastic.
1-3s and 2-5s is all you see everywhere. And there's 1 or 2 tables in town that are 5-10 or bigger with the no limit levels. You know, Choctaw is a good place. You know, they're always action. I like it better than the WinStar Poker Room. But no, just my point being is, like I said, we've got Warren here, and glad to have him.
Thank you.
Been,
Welcome aboard.
Yeah, welcome aboard, and so far, what I've seen, like I say, very, very professional, very good dealer. We played some crazy, crazy games last night, and he even taught us a crazy game while we were playing. And when you're playing games, literally, that are AC-doocy that can cost you your house, you know, it's to be able to just step in the box and not know anybody here, anything like that, and handle it like that was admirable. So I enjoyed last night, and look
Trophies
forward
in
to
the mail.
look forward to you dealing me some more winners.
Well, thank you very much. I mean, everybody made it very easy, and
35.
just made me feel very comfortable, and happy to be here, and very excited to see what the future holds.
And after your new wears off, then I'll throw cards at you. But
Hey,
I'll right
bring it on. Hey, bring it on.
Yeah.
Sounds like he's used to it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks very
Yes,
much,
sir.
gentlemen. I appreciate it. Have a good night. Have fun. And enjoy, everybody.
We'll see you
Yes,
out
sir.
there. All right,
See
thanks,
you
sir.
out there.
That $10 stuff.
Yeah, I liked him dealing last night. He was really, really good with the deal.
I like some of the accuracy that some of the dealers here have. I have a little silver coin piece that I use as a card protector, and I had my hands in front of it, and one of the dealers, I think it may have been your daughter actually, the crusher, threw the cards at me over my hand and slipped it underneath twice. Both cards went under the coin protector, or the card
She
protector.
did not do that on purpose.
I looked at her like, "Are you kidding me?" And she says, "I know. I'm so glad you saw that."
That's well.
You
and,
want to
know,
talk infinitesimally small chances? You know, that's another one of them.
But you take some of these dealers, and like say, some of them will cut your fingers off. You know,
Oh
when
man,
you're-
yeah, they're dealing fast. They're dealing
Yeah.
sharp.
$10 stuff. Axes on.
You know, and I'm not one that I'm really not one that watches a dealer deal. You know, if
Oh yeah.
I'll watch them for a minute, but if their pitch is good and that sort of stuff, I don't pay attention. But if their hold is bad, and I've played in casinos before, when this place first opened, we had dealers that would tilt their deck, not realizing they're doing it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
they flash every card
Oh,
coming out,
right,
and you're like,
right.
hey, you're flashing cards.
Be careful.
And okay, and 10 minutes later they're doing it because it's a habit that they have to get into.
Did you see? I don't know. It was right after I got in the accident. I was in bed just watching poker nonstop. Phil Hellmuth against Person in the heads-up match.
Where the guy was cussing him the whole
And the
time?
guy was cussing him up, and Phil Hellmuth got so angry,
Yep.
and he says, "Can we get the floor over here?"
Yep.
The dealer is not letting go of the deck, and so instead of playing better or getting on the person, he gets onto the dealer and asks for floor. And I thought that was one of the most ridiculous
And
things.
that made national, conversation. It was
Yeah.
on all the blogs, all that kind of stuff.
It's so
but
funny.
what it is Phil getting what he has given for 30 years.
That's what it is. And
And
he
I-
couldn't take it. He
I mean,
couldn't
and I've
take
run
it.
into Phil a few times walking through the casino, and he's always been, well, that looks like a boat for Rudy.
Man, that's a nice boat too, right there.
But like I said, I've run into him, and he's always been fairly nice. He hadn't been, but for what he does at a table, and there's just video after video of him berating players
Right,
at
right.
a table for
And-
playing their cards.
And I get it when you're on camera, and the producers of the show or whatever tell you, "Hey, we're
Yeah.
into that because we like the ratings."
Yeah.
But when you're off camera, I
Yeah.
don't think that is necessary.
Well, it's like that one, ESPN's shown it several times, been on Poker Go several times, at the World Series where, a guy beats him with, I don't know, 10-7 or something like
Uh-huh.
that, and Phil had ace king, and,
Yeah, and he
and
loses
he
it.
just,
Seen that happen.
and the guy's like, look, I don't have millions and millions of dollars. Let me play let me lose my money the way I want to.
Right, yeah, exactly.
I don't have sponsors, and he's right. That as much as we hate getting drawn out on, and we hate,
That's the game.
I'm always telling my son, because he plays with his roommates, and he'll call me up like, man, they did this, and he'll start. I'm like, don't educate them.
Yeah, right.
Don't
Let 'em do it.
educate them,
Let 'em
and
do it.
and don't berate them for it.
Yes, yeah.
Daniel Negreanu, and I'm not a fan of Daniel Negreanu's, but he said it. He really did say it best once. He said you should celebrate those losses.
Right.
Annie Duke says the same thing in her book. You should celebrate those losses.
I never thought I would get poker wisdom from Finding Nemo, but
Right.
what do the sharks say? Fish are our friends.
Yeah. But it's one of those. If you're playing good and you're getting your money in the right time, and it's like I talked about those first two hands tonight. I'll go back over those hands tonight and what could I have done differently, that kind of stuff.
Sure.
And I'll guarantee you, I come to the realization after the fact that 90% of it was me.
Right.
I didn't have to. I was making a play at the turn on the one hand, but I didn't have to do that.
And that's what separates the good from the great. Can I look back and see?
Yeah.
What did I do?
And I'm still working on getting to the great part, because right now I'm just trying to hold my head above water, and it. But it's okay. I mean, I've gotten it. It's funny because 10 years ago, I was horrible at a table. I mean, I was just, and I don't mean horrible like Phil Hamill horrible, but I would bitch and moan and rant and rave, and you know,
It happens. It's a
and it, you know, I've realized again, it's not ever the dealer's fault. Usually, if you go back and look at it, you're like, well, that's on me,
Right.
You know,
Right.
if you want to get better, if you want to become a better poker player, you have to be honest with yourself.
Yeah. And you have to take responsibility for everything.
Absolutely. You know,
Look at
so
this.
we got nut
Chandler
flush with
the nut
Chandler,
flush,
but it
and
is a paired board. Nobody has a deuce though.
Nobody with the deuce. Oh, the 8 brings in another inconsequential on
Yeah.
PLO spade.
60.
Chandler does go ahead and bet it into 3 other players. Looks like it's going to be fold all around. Yep.
That did happen to me at that first table tonight. The 4-card flushes like that. We're playing Hold'em, and you flop 2 pair, you flop a straight, and 4 cards to a flush show up, or I'd make trips. 4-4. It literally happened 5 or 6 times in the first 2 laps. Where you just got to lay it down.
You just got to lay it down. That is a tough lay down.
When a deuce of spades beats you right there, you're like, all right, I got to lay it
You
down.
feel good about it. You feel good when you know that you made the right lay down. You do feel good about it. And I think that it was Jonathan Little, I think, that I was watching earlier today, as a matter of fact, says the difference between poker and every other game is you're playing with livelihood.
Yep.
Because that's money that people can use to buy food or pay rent or whatever. And so when you take that from somebody, there's an animalistic, instinctual response.
Well, like in the movie Rounders, you know, and I know that's not accurate as far as a lot of stuff they do, but the one thing he says that's accurate is, you know, money saved spends just like money won.
Right.
You know,
Yeah, that is true.
And
that is true.
And I've always told my son, you know, especially when he's first learning, and you know, why are you betting $85 when 30 gets you the same information?
Yes.
You
Yes.
know,
Bet the minimum required to get what you're after. If you're trying to bluff someone off a hand, the minimum required to bluff.
Or if you're just trying to gain information. You
Sure.
know, if you, the big mistake I think most players make at this level, even below, they don't have a plan.
Yeah, you
from
need a plan.
pre-flop to the river.
Right.
They have a plan pre-flop.
Right.
And they stop on the flop.
Yeah.
Well, you've got to have an if and and. And you know, you watch some of the better players on this live stream, you'll see they have an if and and.
You can see that. Yeah.
Sure.
6 players.
Sure. You know, like you watch one of the players out there. I mean, Alex Cruz. I've played with Alex now for 2 years.
Yep.
Alex has a plan for everything he
Everything
does.
that happens.
But Alex is also a chess player.
Right.
You know,
You got to think a couple of moves ahead, and I think that's
Absolutely.
one of the good things about poker is there's really only a couple options.
Yep.
Your opponent is going to either check or raise, or check or bet, or you know the cards are going to be low, middle, or high.
Yep. Yep.
Suited or non-suited. So
Well,
you really
like I
don't have
say,
that much
it's-
to think about.
No, there's really not. I
Just an
understand there
endless
are moments.
combination of those things.
Well, and I understand there are moments you have to go into the tank. You
Sure.
really do to
Sure.
try to figure out. I didn't realize it, but Kobe's got 5s full.
Oh, look at that! He sure does. 5's full of aces, not
Man's
bad
got
there.
5s full of aces full of 6. Oh no, that's the
Yeah.
pot. Well, somebody's got aces full of 6s now. Now I'm looking at the wrong side of the TV.
Robert though, with his he's got trip aces, and so does Big Taco.
Oh,
But Kobe looks like he's gonna take it down here.
A 4 would be pretty brutal.
Oh, Big Taco does make the call. So we're working on a big pot. Let's see what the river brings. A 4 would absolutely be brutal. A 7 would be brutal too.
And that gives Big Taco a straight.
Wow. So he's definitely could call that. What was that? 150?
Yeah.
275.
Oh, is that what he made 275?
Yeah, 275. Couple of chips getting
I forget you
skewered
got
by
the
me.
headset on. You
Yeah,
can hear it.
I can hear it. I got the official word over here. Yeah, putting Taco in a spot right now. This is absolutely a tough spot, but he does let it go.
Good lay down.
Man, that's
Good
a
lay down.
Good lay
He knows
down.
Kobe. I mean, he's played with Kobe enough.
That's a real good lay
Kobe's
down
another
right
one.
there.
When he's in there, he's got a hand. He's
Yeah,
not.
I played with Kobe once or twice and learned that pretty quickly too. And there we go. Kobe now at 2K, top of the leaderboard. I don't remember what he bought in for. It could have been 1.5.
I think it was. I think you're right. So I had a player tonight at the table. We were getting ready for the live stream, and I'm still sitting there playing. And the dealer has a headset. It was right before I came in here, and he looked at me and says, "Coach, did I play that one right?" And I'm like, and the board was like ace something, and he had ace 7, and he ended up laying it down because he had 2 guys. One guy all in, one guy calling behind, and
I hear it.
he started asking about these headsets. That's what I was getting to. Was he's like, so what is he's like, what's the headsets for? I said, well, the dealer is calling out the action so that Chris, who was holding the screen, and put it into the iPad. I said, and then back in the booth, we can see live what's going on, so we're hearing what's being called out. And if we don't have somebody's cards on the screen, we can tell them, hey, have them scan their cards, that kind of stuff. And Yvonne is in now.
Oh.
He's like, oh, okay. But I just got a kick out. I'm like, did you really just call me coach? I'm down 700 right now in 2 laps. And you're, you know.
You're going to call me coach.
Yeah.
Maybe get a better coach there. No offense.
Yeah, for tonight. That's not, I'm coach.
Hey, oh.
Tonight,
That's
I'm
the way to
like
do
a
it right
puppy
there.
with my tail between my legs.
I'll be right there.
You know, there might not be anything better than a Whataburger vanilla milkshake. It just might not be.
I
That's
think
pure
there's
happiness
probably
in a
something
cup.
better.
Yeah.
I can think of a couple of different things.
Not that we can say on
We can't
TV.
say them on. Yeah. They're certainly better than a Whataburger milkshake. Different kind of milkshake.
Wait till you're my age.
Yeah.
When-
I can't
when
wait.
When you find happiness in a milkshake, you know, your life's okay. So
Oh, that's depressing.
that's depressing. Wow. Well, I'm gonna go home and shoot myself now. Thanks. My life has resorted to happiness in a milkshake.
Put my name on the note. That's all I'm after.
Yeah.
No such thing as bad press.
Yeah. George pulled the trigger.
Yeah, looks like we got 2 hands, both aces, trip aces here. Doesn't look like.
And Big Taco's crushing it.
Yeah, Big Taco with that king kicker. Doesn't look like Robert's really got a whole lot of outs here. And yeah, Robert does get away from it. Small pots so far tonight, but they are starting to pick up. We've seen a few of them on the high side of 1,000 so far.
Kobe. Up to
Kobe
2.
doing all right.
Oh yeah, you say he bought it for 5, so or 15.
15,
so,
yeah. Still up, pretty
So,
good amount.
The big winners are Rudy, Dennis.
Yeah, Dennis.
And Taco.
Uh-huh. Dennis almost doubling up. And Kobe loving those Whataburger fries. Now, let me ask you this. Happiness in a Whataburger milkshake. You ever dip the fries into the milkshake? You one of those guys?
I'm not communist.
Uh-huh. That's what I thought. I didn't beg you for a communist.
Mm-mm. That's just, no. I've actually heard people say that's great, but I'm like, no.
You know, I've heard the same, and I refuse to do it also. Pineapple on pizza, it's fine. It's okay.
Absolutely.
If you want to go for it, put some ham on there with the pineapple.
Canadian bacon and pineapple.
That's
Sean
fine.
Rice, Canadian bacon and pineapple.
Love
That's
it.
perfectly acceptable.
Perfectly acceptable. Fries in the milkshake, I'll
Speaking
try
of-
it one day.
Speaking of pizza, I saw one the other day, a video. These guys took a steak, and we're talking about like a flank steak. It was an inch thick.
Love that.
Covered it in, they just browned it on both sides, covered it in pizza sauce, put pepperoni, pizza, all the pizza ingredients on it, and then baked it in a pizza
I
oven.
think I've watched that. I think I know the one that you're talking about. That steak guy who does crazy things with the steak.
When you're a fat guy, that's just
That's-
like, oh my gosh, I've got to,
You start getting aroused.
Yeah, well, in my heart, I mean, when my heart literally started shutting down, I hadn't had a bite of it yet.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is wonderful.
Look at this Robert making a set of aces right on the flop right there. Actually, and he has the pair of 5s too.
Dennis had the flush draw.
And Dennis with the flush draw.
Chandler open-ended, wrapped to the gills.
Good Lord, talk about an action flop. And Kobe's got top pair.
It very much could be an action flop. I don't know how much action we'll see.
Yeah, well, we got a small bet, 30. Looks like a lot of people fold, and Robert's definitely going to make the call.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's reaching for raisin chips, it looks like. No, he's going to Hollywood.
I think he's got to protect against the flush here. Wouldn't be a bad idea. to
Wouldn't be a
protect
bad
against.
idea.
Hey, we've got our technical advisor and producer, and Chris Gwynn is in the office.
I'm seeing double Chris's right now.
Eating his Whataburger, carrying a Taco Villa cup. He's another heavy set fella that's after my heart because we do that here all the time.
Yes, we do.
But he is also a barbecue aficionado. We were just talking about
man.
the video of the guy making the pizza on a steak. So he took all the pizza ingredients, put them on this big old steak, all the sauce, the cheese, the pepperoni, the mushroom, and then baked it in a pizza oven.
Shove in the-
And I told him, I said, to a fat guy, that was like watching heaven on earth.
I can see that.
I mean, this big old thick, juicy steak, and you got pizza. That's the best of both
Stuff on
worlds.
top. Are you kidding me? I would love that.
If you just had naked women running around in Monday Night Football, it would have been like utopia.
I can't think of anything better. I can't think of anything better.
And a Whataburger milkshake.
Whataburger, top it off. The last pizza I had was the Domino's Philly cheesesteak pizza.
I like that one.
Classic.
I like that one.
Love
I do it
it.
a little different though. I'm like, yeah, give me the Philly cheesesteak without the peppers or the onions.
Oh,
Yeah.
whoa, that's what makes it a Philly.
I think it's the meat.
I'll load it down.
Yeah, and it's about time to do it with barbecuing, by the way.
Me.
We don't even need any wood. It's so hot outside. So you want to fix that.
Yeah, well, what are you going to do?
Oh, my apologies. I thought I was at the gun. Oh, sorry about that.
Chris Wynn.
Right.
When the pot, this is a little stimulator.
Man,
So
look at
Chris
this.
had to go take care of some technical difficulty.
We have that. We have that. It's got to be the heat. It's got to be the
It
heat.
has
Like
to
you're
be.
saying, somebody needs to take care of that.
Yeah.
Ah, man.
And you can't blame a weatherman, but you could blame like an Indian witch doctor or something like that to do a rain dance or something.
Man, I hear some of the weathermans out here may be witch doctors at the same time.
Well, I know that they can be farmers' heroes if they do it just right.
That is true.
If we don't get some rain, it's going to be miserable this year.
It is shaping up to be. It is shaped. From what I hear, this summer is going to be wacky and wild.
How do we go from one of the coldest winters in the last 2 winters to one of the hottest summers? I'm not buying the whole global
That's
warming.
how it goes.
Yeah.
Well, you know, me neither.
I don't really buy into that.
Yeah, I will absolutely say that as a crock. But hey, what do I know?
Yeah, you didn't study in college or anything,
Yeah,
did
it's
you?
not like I know what I'm talking about.
Right, yeah.
It looks like Big Taco with trip threes, as well as Phil with trip threes. And with that 10, it kind of destroyed Phil's opportunity to turn that into a straight. But Chandler can still make a straight.
Mhm.
So
So I was talking to Warren earlier. You know, he's from, like I said, he's
Yeah,
been working
all
in
over.
Philadelphia or Pennsylvania, I mean. And he's talking about, well, tonight is just beautiful. I mean, it was
It's nice
80
out there,
degrees
yeah.
outside, nice little breeze.
Marsh should be a little cooler.
And he said something about, you know, how much he loved the heat versus the cold. I'm like, I love the cold. I would rather be cold
Yeah.
than hot any day of the week.
Yeah, that's my. I always say you can always add another layer. You a certain point where you can't take off any more layers.
Now, I will say
and
this.
legally leave your house.
My fiance did get me for last year, for Christmas, one of the days, those Duluth Armachillo underwear.
Yeah.
It is literally like somebody's carrying an ice pack around between your legs all day, and it stays cool. It's the greatest pair of underwear I've ever had in my life. I'm
Wow.
plugging. Duluth, send me a commission.
Hashtag no ad.
Yeah.
Yeah, send us a couple of pairs.
Wow. Put Kojak's on the button. I'll model them for everybody.
Would not be. Yeah, you know we'll have to do a giveaway one of these days.
But amazing. And so, you know, moving drilling rigs or even just whatever I'm doing, you know, you sweat a lot.
Oh yeah.
These keep you dry.
I
They keep
love
you-
that.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
I love that.
But I mean, they're like $40 a pair.
Well,
but, yeah,
get one.
yeah,
Get one and just kind of wash it every day.
yeah.
Or don't. I don't know.
Get with
turn it
Duluth and
inside out.
well, if you get it with Duluth and have them make it 3-legged, where you can rotate a leg every day for 3 days and turn them inside out and go the other direction. That's 6 days in one pair.
I would need all three at once.
No, you wouldn't.
I wish I had a drum
The
set
same
for
lady that
myself.
thought that was green might beg to differ.
Oh no, she does.
she differs. Yeah.
She does. We got Roman Hines saying we're having a good time. You know what, Roman? We are because of you. We really appreciate all the viewership and everybody watching. Really lets this happen, and so we really appreciate it. Keep watching, like, share, subscribe, whatever everybody else says to do. Keep those viewership numbers up so that we can keep having a good time. You know?
And if you compare live streams, if you go back and look at the live streams to where, like, I'm in here by myself or anybody's
yeah.
in there by themselves,
It helps.
being partnered up, and like I say,
We get along well.
we have
a good
do,
time.
and I have a good time. And
We got a good rapport.
You know, I'm disappointed when George isn't in here. You know, when I'm like, but I didn't know you'd had a wreck. Nobody told me anything.
Yeah, I was out.
Because I'm like, where is he at? Why didn't he show? Look at that. Rudy's got quads. just
Quad
quads.
aces. And not even just quads, quad aces.
Did Phil move on in right there? Is that,
Woo,
or did
Phil.
Rudy?
is all
Phil
in.
did move all in right there.
And I want Rudy to ask for a count. I want that to be what's going on right now. And Rudy wins the hand. Oh, Phil looks disgusted. That is unfortunate right there because he had a straight. He had Broadway.
Yeah, but he shipped it after Broadway got there and the boards paired.
Yeah.
That's an awfully dangerous play.
Just dangerous right
As
there.
we see.
As we see, exactly.
Was it very technical? We've got Chris back in the
We
booth.
got
Was it
Chris
very
in the
technical
booth.
that you had to go handle?
Yeah, it was very technical. We had a player who requested a seat change, and so I had to go and show the person who's currently running the table how to
Change
move
seats.
them from one seat to another.
Dang it, Lindsay.
It was technical right
Wasn't
there.
it? Lindsay not running the table? Okay. Okay. She was in there like, Dad, that hurt where she smacked me. in the
Yeah.
head. She hit my watch.
She hit the watch.
Yeah.
That's why it's armored.
So I personally do not much care for this view until the board's there. I'm gonna go change that. So
Can we not do that in here? Can we not change that from here? Because Charlie used to be able to change it all the time. Somehow.
that was a long time ago.
It was. It was.
Couple new systems since then.
Oh, it's Richard. It's gorilla hands.
Okay, maybe that's what it is.
On camera, on that view, Richard's hands look like they're catcher's mitts.
Yeah.
Yours are going to look the same way. It literally adds 10 pounds to your fingers.
I got a bad hand. I got no bad. I don't have no. I'm ace high.
Okay, he's in with 200.
All right, here we go.
So I don't know what he is. I don't know. I guess the tablet froze up. He has to get back in it.
That's what it seems like. We're having a little bit of difficulty with some of our cards, some of the camera angles. We got our tech guy, tech guru, Quiz Quinn. He's out there. He's kind of a wizard, but more magical. And there he is, right there.
You'll
with the
see him
beard.
coming in the screen going, help. But he's the one that's basically, we had bought this system from back, a couple years ago, and it was pretty generic. He's the one that has improved and built this system up.
It looks great now. You're right. You can go back and watch from not that long ago even, and it's a marked difference in quality.
Yeah, just that when we got the new cameras, that changed everything.
Yeah.
And then we bought the new software and the new servers. And,
It's fantastic now. We're really doing a good job.
We're
out
getting
here.
to the point too, because we're fixing to move this game, from what I understand, into cloud game.
Perfect.
That
That would be excellent. Where it's a little more secure, it feels a little more exclusive.
Well, and I think we'll be able to do some things with the lighting, and we'll start getting more like you see some of the other live stream type stuff.
Yeah.
Where we can,
Very
different
good.
camera angles. And,
Up and coming. Now's a good time to get in on the ground floor here at Kojak's.
Sure.
Come out. Come start playing. Get on that live stream as we continue to improve things. Yeah, and I'm just admiring. Is that Dennis's stack right there?
it is.
That is beautifully organized.
1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 800, and then you got another 2,028. If those are $500 stacks and $100 stacks,
That is not
and he's
bad.
got 2 black or something on top. I
Yeah, it
don't
looks
know.
like 2, 3, 4 black. Not bad at all. Although I also think Taco's stack is really impressive. Also, with the it looks good when you have a lot of reds. It just looks like a mountain when you have a lot of reds.
I actually like Rudy's stack with all those blacks and greens. I'll take that one.
I'm into that. Yeah, just give me enough reds to get by, and I'll use the greens.
I'll let you collect all the red ones. I want all the black ones.
Right.
So I'll collect black.
Yeah, give me the valuable ones.
They're just easier to cash in at the end of the night.
Right. Yeah, I like Kobe's stack. I think he's doing it right.
Kobe's is doing okay.
Good couple of red stacks, couple of green stacks. Nice tall tower of blacks. Interesting flop for this for these hands. Taco picking up 2
He
pairs.
loves 6-4. I don't. He played. That's probably the 3rd time he's played it tonight.
Yeah, it really is. Rudy gets out of there. I think Robert's sticking around with his overcards. He does not know he is about dead.
Yeah, he's 9-1 against.
Oh, And there's 4 to a straight on the board. Let's see if Robert decides to. Oh man, he does decide to
I
bluff
like
it.
that bet.
That's a great bet.
That call is what made this possible. Wow.
Woo!
Wow.
Good one. Yeah, and especially his position, in the cutoff.
And the
You
way
could
Robert
have a
plays, he
whole
needs
lot
to
of
show
nines.
this bluff. He needs to
Yeah,
show
he
that
should
bluff
have
right
shown
there.
it.
Yeah.
Should have shown it. Should show me.
So I like Rudy stack.
Yeah, Rudy. I would take that
Yeah.
stack if I had to choose. If I were forced, I would take Rudy's stack. Looks like we've got a new player over there. I can find out. Looks like we got a new player there on the table. Taking Phil's spot. This has been a brutal night for a couple of players. Looks like Debbie's moved.
She did. That was the seat change
That
that,
was
they were
the
having
seat
trouble
change.
with.
She
Yeah.
wanted to be a little closer to Dennis.
Dealers, we got about a minute left on this high hand. About a minute left on the high hand period.
We are coming up on the high hand period. What was it? Ace is full, right?
If your name is John Jeff and you're sitting in 2 seats on table
Ace
2.
is full. We're about to announce the winner.
And
I
that's
believe
yours.
it's going to be Ace is full. Though on the live stream, we're not likely to see a straight flush here.
Nope.
But we are live for that for the next minute. $500 going to somebody who's real lucky.
Yeah. And you do not have to be present to win it.
That ain't bad. And we are, if you're curious, we are doing another one of these next weekend as well. With the $500 high hands, we'll have one winner between 12 noon and 5 p.m. and another winner between 5 p.m. and 10 p.m. We're also doing $100 high hands every Wednesday, every hour between 7 p.m. and 12 midnight. So Wednesday's a great night for poker. Tuesday's a great night for poker. We got the freeze outs. Thursday, this upcoming Thursday, we got a $1,000 free roll.
Yeah, it's with $20
With
rebuys.
a $20 rebuy. I am gonna,
If you've never played in this, I'll tell you right now, we did this for a while. You don't have to spend a dime. There's no seat charges, nothing. You come and get the starting stack and take a shot at it.
love that.
If you get busted, or you can buy stacks, you want to, it's $20
$20.
and you can double buy, so you can buy 40 at a time.
Oh, okay. All right. Man,
And-
that
and it
gets
is-
wild.
I am like a monkey with a jackhammer.
You might as well be,
Yeah,
honestly.
20. Give me 40. Give me 40.
Give me 40.
But the prize pool usually gets up there $2,000 or $3,000.
Right.
You know?
Oh, yeah. Well, it's 1,000 guaranteed, so, you're looking at
That's
it
added
actually
money for so
pretty good amount. Yeah, I one time played in a Sunday tournament. Usually they're about $250, $260 is what I'm seeing here. For the next couple of Sundays with a $50 bounty. Those are a lot of fun, but the prize pool gets up to about $3,000, $4,000. So if you talking free roll, prize pool getting up to $2,000, $3,000.
And that's the thing. If you come in and play, just play the start and stack. You don't have to do anything extra. You don't. And it doesn't matter if people come in and just act like a monkey with a jackhammer.
Yeah.
And they're moving lots of chips around.
Right.
You can still get into the money and still make without spending a single dime.
Right.
So.
Love those free rolls. That's
yeah.
some of my favorite poker because the chips matter, but they don't
Dennis has
matter
kings
that
again.
much. Oh, Dennis with the kings, and he does raise to 75. Good size raise, I think, for the field, but not quite good enough to keep anybody in. So unfortunately, doesn't get a lot of value. Picks up $15 with his kings. That kind of stings.
Pays for his blind.
Pays for his blind, and he didn't lose. You don't want to get your kings cracked. That is awful.
That's a good stat right there. Hadn't made it to showdown. And you're up.
That is fantastic stat. It gives you more control. You show when you want to, and when you don't want to, which is most of the time, you don't have to show.
It did go to showdown. Rudy, what did
All right, congratulations to Jonathan Jeffrey for the split of the high hand.
Oh, that's right.
We're going to be doing the high hands again on Wednesday night, everybody, Wednesday night from 7 to 12.
And you hear Brendan back there announcing we're doing more high hands Wednesday night from 7 to 12. Every hour we'll be giving away $100. 500 total. So if you miss it 1 hour, try again the next. And Friday nights we do free hourly, no hourly fee from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Doors open at 5. So that's a great night to check out. Sponsored by McDonald's.
I was
So
gonna say, there's one night there, so yes, McDonald's brings food in or something.
that's Friday night. So hey, thanks McDonald's. We really appreciate that. Come check that out. I don't think there's anything better than poker and food.
No. We need to get like Tuesday Night Outback sponsored.
Oh, now you talk.
Or Red Lobster sponsored.
Red
or,
Lobster
not,
action?
not to complain about the McDonald's at all. That's wonderful that they do that. I'm just thinking though, if we get another night of the week.
Texas Roadhouse, maybe. on
Texas
Saturdays,
Roadhouse.
You know?
Yeah.
Get
I've
some
been to an event
hibachi
they
going.
sponsor.
We
Ooh,
got the
there
tables already.
We do. We do. Hibachi, that would work.
I could deal with that. Oh, here
Somebody's
we go.
paying $5.
We're,
Chandler's
we're
paying
checking
$5.
around with this $10 pot. You know, at this point, what's the point of even betting? Johnny with his 9 high does have the check mark, but he bets, what is it, 30?
If you're going to play 5-3, get after it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they were just checking it down because they had the blind in there. Okay.
The blind, yeah. 5-3.
Which I want to know why Johnny called with 7, whatever, you 9-7.
9-7.
Cut off.
Yeah, you're right. You got to get a little more aggressive.
We might
with
have a
this.
wild player here because I
I
don't know
like
anything
it.
about Johnny.
I like it. I like
He's
it
wearing
so
a
far.
Chucky T-shirt, so
It's winking, also, it
Yes.
looks like. At least from this angle. I watched Chucky for about 10 minutes
yeah.
5 years ago.
My son's
And
25 and still scared of Chucky.
I laughed at it. I was like, this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
But what does Chucky have in common with a poker player?
The hairdo.
No.
I don't know.
Who's famous that played in the Chucky movies?
Oh, yeah, what's her name? Yeah, Gentilly.
Yeah, yeah.
She's great. I love watching, and for many reasons, but I love watching Gentilly. And she's great now. You know, I saw her real recently. She was playing on.
She's
Poker
actually
After Dark or
not a
something.
bad player.
She's a great player. I agree.
I mean, when you first watch her play in there, okay, there was some questions, but
Sure.
I mean, look at who her boyfriend is. She has a pretty good library to
Yes.
pull from and learn.
And also look at the company she keeps. The players she's keeping up with are extraordinary. And so the fact that she's able to just hold her own
Absolutely.
is great. But she does more than that. She actually does really well. Look at this. Rudy and Robert both getting real sneaky in this pot.
Wow.
Wow, Rudy bets his kings. Robert's going to make the call. This is a dangerous way to play those big hands. Let's see how much value they can get out.
Okay, now I want a 6 because fireworks will happen.
Fireworks are about to go
Not that I'm
off.
rooting against anybody there.
Sure, but we just want the action.
That just killed all the action.
That killed everything.
Yeah, that killed everything.
Unfortunately, yeah. And see, that's what I was about to say, Robert. Oh, a king. Now
Oh,
that
my
brought the
God.
action back. Rudy does go ahead and bet 30, 35.
90.
Oh, and Robert raises to 190. Oh, can Rudy get away from this? I don't know. I don't think he can.
No, I think he calls the 110.
And that's such a cooler situation. That's one of those where if he has pocket aces, I'm going to pay him off anyway. You know, because you're not going to run into that ever.
Yeah, he's going to call.
He calls.
He has to.
He calls, and he gets the bad news. Wow. And he shows the kings. You got to show the kings.
Yeah,
That is disgusting. Woo! I feel a little dirty after watching that.
I was hoping for a re-raise.
He's hoping for a re-raise, he says.
Wow.
Gotta be one of these guys.
Wow. Look at his face.
Yeah, honestly. Honestly, yeah, that's one of those that'll make you have flashbacks.
But you know what? He was really smart not to re-raise him right there. You know, it was a good.
It was a good call instead of a re-raise.
I mean, but
agree.
there's a straight on the board. You know, in theory.
True.
You don't really put him on a straight, but and then again, you've got Robert too.
But the pre-flop action, you saw how many cards, how many players were in there with cards,
Yep.
and the size of the pot was very small.
And
to
both of
begin
them
with.
played it fairly sneaky. There wasn't any monster raises pre-flop or anything like that. So
Yeah, and that's the trouble is you're up against any two at that point, and theoretically, sure, a straight, but theoretically somebody could have been holding it.
yep. I'm surprised one way didn't go in, but that was pretty good control on Rudy's part. And Rudy also understands that the only thing that can call him on a raise there is something can beat him.
Yeah,
That's it.
right.
So there's no upside to raising right there whatsoever.
Right. Yeah, real interesting to see both players real sneaky with it though. You don't. First of all, you don't see aces and kings very often. Second of all,
No.
you don't see.
You don't see a set of aces.
Yeah.
Very often.
Set of aces versus kings, unbelievable.
So I was talking to my son about the game I was telling you he plays in.
Sure.
And one of the big arguments he has with his roommates is a set and trips are the same. I'm like, no, a set and trips are not the
Very
same. He's like,
different.
that's what I keep telling him.
Very different.
And I said, well, explain it like this. And I said, if I have a set and you have trips, I probably have a full house if we're
You're
in the same
about
hand.
to, yeah.
No, I have the full house.
Right,
And if
right,
I've
right.
Got if you've got trips,
Right.
and I've got, and
Yeah.
he's like, yeah, I'll try that. I said, yeah, I'll try that. But it's amazing how many people don't understand the difference between those two either.
I learned that very same lesson. That the way that you described it, I learned that very same lesson one of my first times playing poker.
Mm-hmm.
I had a full house, and I was like, oh man, this is great, because my 2-pair turned into a house.
Mm-hmm.
Paired the board, but I was up against a set with the paired board that became a
Yep.
bigger full house.
Yeah, and actually, it's obviously 2 in your hand and 1 on the board versus 1 in your hand and 2 on the board, and,
Sure.
and there is a huge difference. Oh, we got the crusher back.
There it is. She looks happy to be there, just like always. Ready to rip some souls.
Hey, tell her to tell Rudy that he plays 5-6 better than he does kings. Except he started, yeah, since he talked trash to me.
Chris says to tell Rudy he plays 5-6 better than he plays kings. She laughed. Oh man, yeah. Rudy still looks a little unhappy. I think I would be unhappy as well. Flop's got 2 diamonds on it, an ace and a queen, but nobody is holding an ace or a queen. Johnny is the only one holding 2 diamonds. That flush draw.
So my fiance just texted me. She said, "Were y'all really discussing armachillos?" Why, yes, we were discussing.
Yes, the
cooler-
anatomical.
Yes, we were.
Benefits.
We were discussing cooler testicles, is what we were
It helps.
discussing.
It helps. You gotta lower the boy's temperature. I hope our audience is mostly male tonight.
Even if they're not, I mean, that's.
You'll
They
learn-
probably make a female version of those. Get you some.
You can't say you didn't learn
What if
something.
Duluth started making armachillo bras for women?
That would change the dynamic
That
of
would-
every room.
That would. It really would. Yes.
Things would get a lot sharper. Oh man. And here we go. Johnny still with the flush draw. Does decide to let it go. Chandler takes down a smaller pot. Still at 1.2K. Still up, I believe, over his $1,000 buy-in. Matthew, Debbie, and Johnny down below that $1,000 point. Oh, Lori with the face palm. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you are right. I'm face palming back here. It's a good thing there aren't any cameras here in the booth. We've switched back over to PLO here, and got a little trash talking behind the scenes as well. Big Taco picking up a very big hand though. I like that. Debbie with a fair hand. Definitely good enough to call a $10 bet. If it's, and as we know here at Kojax, if it's good for 10, it's good for 50. So I expect a raise here. It looks like all the aces are accounted for with Kobe's ace. Look how you got it up. Waiting for the reply. And we've got Chandler and Rudy with mystery hands so far. Big Taco does make a 3-bet to $80. Love that, but not going to get a whole lot of action.
Oh, I
Rudy.
like Rudy's hand. I do.
I like Rudy's hand as well. He's fairly wrapped, single suited, but
Yeah.
that's
but
all right.
If it
Big
comes-
Taco, unfortunately, holding a lot of diamonds, so I don't expect any of those.
But if
out
it
there.
comes itty bitty and like it just did, if he flopped open ended. Oh wow! If Taco turns a set,
Oh man, that would be.
I think Rudy has to play here. Absolutely.
Yeah, Rudy's got to stay in this, and you look at the equity split; it's dead even.
It's coin
just
toss.
about.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. There's the jack.
That doesn't help.
That-
That might kill the action.
that
If,
might
if
kill a
Taco
little
will go
bit.
ahead and fire again, I think Rudy gets. It's a little tougher for Rudy to play the game.
Yeah, Taco bets 200, and
Maybe not.
I don't know if Rudy's really going to be sticking around. He's still up and down, but You're right. It's going to be tough to stick around. Big Taco also, by the way, picks up Broadway draw.
He makes the call.
Makes the
so
call.
He wants any little card. Any little card here will get him there for the most part.
And let's see what the river brings. Drum roll.
No
King.
dice.
Wow. And Big Taco makes Broadway.
Yep.
Interesting. So.
And Rudy's not going to bet into him. He's going to have to lay it down.
Yeah.
So.
The question now is how much can Big Taco extract?
Not a dime.
Not a dime.
Not a dime.
He bets 300. If he checks, then Rudy's definitely checking behind.
Rudy's not going to get stupid here and raise him or anything like that. I don't see. Not at all.
I do see his brows furrowed. He is a little angry, but I think he's not angry enough to stay in with this hand that he's
What
got.
a great flop for Rudy's hand too. It comes, oh my goodness, and then it comes rock like that.
Yeah. There's really nothing that Rudy's holding.
No.
So at that point, that's the end right there. And Big Taco scoops a pretty big pot, 1.1K, one of the larger pots we've seen tonight.
Well, yeah, half of it was his. So,
Well,
yeah.
Yeah, he
increased his
$430
stack.
profit.
Yeah, I'll take that.
That ain't bad. That ain't bad.
Yeah, I was telling somebody earlier tonight. I said, when you lose $600 in an hour, it kind of hurts your hourly rate.
Yeah, kind of messes with that.
Yeah, but if you win $400 an hour, that helps your hourly rate. So yeah, it's.
Just try to take down a big pot every so often.
I got to the point where I just wanted to take down the blind one time.
Yeah, I've been there.
But you have to be real careful in those situations too, not to start pressing.
That's true too.
Pushing hard.
That's true too. Yeah, last time I played live, I about went broke. I had aces that got cracked, and then the very next hand I had kings. And so I lost almost my entire stack on the aces.
Sure.
And so I saw the kings, and I was like, well, people are going to think I'm tilted. I shoved with whatever. I mean, I had 10, 20 big blinds, not enough, but not a huge amount. And everybody else folded. And I was like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That was my chance to double back up and at least get something going. But
so we did that one night up here. It wasn't a tilt type thing, but I had $380 in front of me. I was bored. I was ready to go home. I said, I'm looking for a $380 reason. And I'm first to act. I looked down at deuce 3 and just ship it.
Yeah.
Everybody folds. I had a call. I guess I wasn't first act. I guess I was last act. Everybody folds. I pick up like $15, and I show them the deuce 3, and everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, just laughing."
This guy.
Very next hand, I get pocket aces,
and there you go.
And it's never happened again. It'll never happen like that probably again. But I ship it, 4 callers, and they hold.
Whoa!
Like,
wow, that's.
You couldn't ask for a better.
But
to go with your story, they see aces. They should have thought you were on tilt.
Right.
They should have absolutely thought you were on tilt. They just snap called you.
Yeah, because the guy flopped a straight, and I was like, well, I guess there's only one combination of straights out there, so he bet big.
Basil got me like that one night up here in a tournament. I flop a set, and he flops just a stone cold nuts. We get out, and I'm like, why did you call my 6,000 raise with Queen 10? He just looked at me and said, never mind.
Never mind.
You had 3 other callers already in there. I understand. We laughed about it, but right when he did, like, why did you? Never mind. I understand. But he did. He flopped just the stone cold. I'd had to pair the board to beat him.
Right.
No dice.
Right.
It's harder to pair the board than people think.
Yeah, very much. It's hard to make even a pair, even in your holdings. It's hard to make a pair.
Yes. And something people always forget too is that after the flop, aces are just a pair.
They're just a pair. Same with kings, just a pair. Yeah, that's real hard to let go.
But that also goes back to having that plan from pre-flop to the end of the hand.
Yeah, that hand that I played with Jimmy where he flopped a set and I had a pair of kings. I was joking with the table at the end because we went to showdown. I said I ain't good enough to lay down kings just yet.
Right. Yeah.
That's where I am as a player, and I think it takes a little while.
And what you see too, you see a lot of players do this. This is a 5 on the button game.
Right.
So, and we hadn't seen anybody, I don't think, at this table really raise more than 5x. But once you get past 5x, you put so much pressure, even on aces. At 6x, aces have to win 67% of the time to be profitable.
Ooh.
That's why if you watch the better players, you'll see them in that 2.5 to about 4x range.
Right.
Is what they're raising.
Right.
Because you're keeping the.
You want to keep somebody in.
Just due to variance alone, you're keeping the variance down.
Right. That's true
too.
Oh, there's an ace. Rainbow board. Johnny hitting top pair, top kicker there. Oh, actually, sorry, he made a set of 4s.
A set of 4s?
Yeah.
He did make a set of 4, yep. Wow.
Top pair, top kicker, and a set of 4s. I would go with the set of 4s if I had to choose. But either way, that looks good.
It looks like it's going to win.
Looks good. Debbie's got a pair of 10s, but so does Robert with a pair of 10s. But I'm surprised to see them sticking around.
Club draw pops up. Anybody have clubs? Oh yeah, Robert has clubs.
Robert with the club draw. Not a very high flush though. That 10 high flush would not make me feel comfortable. But
no, in other people's hands, that's a dangerous flush. In Robert's, there's no danger whatsoever of him playing it. You know,
right?
It's not.
Right. Yeah. Chandler. I don't see Chandler even sticking around for a $40 bet into a pot of almost 200.
5 to 1.
Yeah, it's about 5 to 1. But what is he really drawing to except for Broadway?
Jack.
Yeah, just
A
4 outs.
non-jack club. I mean, a non-club jack.
He does make the call.
So
Robert with his pair of 10s makes the call. Johnny looking pretty good, in good shape. Chandler actually drawing dead.
yeah.
Oh, there's the 8. Doesn't change much, but it is another club. Robert now has the best hand. Let's see if Johnny can recognize somebody else's stringing clubs along. He looks like
Don't get blinded by that set. You
he
know,
checks. Oh, and Chandler bets 70, trying to rep a high flush.
Oh, he's getting called.
Let's see if
Robert stacks too big now.
Yeah, Robert makes a call.
Yeah, stacks too big.
Let's see if Johnny hangs on to it. 2 callers. Johnny's looking a little sick. Oh, no, maybe not. He's getting pretty good money.
If he raises this year, I'm going to, no way.
He just makes a call.
Chandler's like,
Man, let's see. Oh, and Johnny does decide to show his 2 good cards. Man, sick. Sick. Poker's so sick, bro. Shout out Basil.
Why didn't you raise that? If you're gonna, either one of those guys. I mean, other than Robert, I understand Roberts was I don't want to make this call.
Right.
But if Johnny's gonna call there, it would have been okay to 3x it right there.
Yeah, I think a razor fold in Johnny's spot.
Yeah.
Razor fold.
There's just way too much on that board that beats you.
Right.
Way too much that beats you. So.
And check raise in that spot into 2 other opponents looks real strong.
Yeah.
Though, it is, like I say, easy for us when we're looking at the cards. You don't know that you're up against only a 10 high flush.
But I will say this, what I have figured out too, because I do try to implement some of these ideas in the game when I'm playing and put some of these plays in the game, and you're just like, they still call you.
They still call. Yeah, they still call you.
It's a and what I'm really working on right now in the game is making sure my story adds up all the way through.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
and really important, any new poker players out there, it's really important to make sure that you are aware of what story you're telling.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of people don't recognize that.
And so that's one of the things when I'm playing with them, at the table, I key on is does their story add up?
Right.
And typically, I know you probably do this too. You put them in a range of hands,
sure,
and you start narrowing that range down.
Exactly.
And then, if you played with them long enough to know that they're never going to play 7-4 to make the straight right here, under the gun or anything, they're never going to do that.
Right.
But if they come out banging on the river, you're like,
wait a second. Yeah,
the story doesn't add up. Yeah, so
now it is fun when you have the nuts.
Oh yeah,
and you tell a story that doesn't make sense.
Absolutely,
that is always a good one.
But you'll get into. You start getting into. You get into players that are Rudy's level and the guys.
Sure.
They sniff that out too.
They know. They know. Yeah. That's why I like playing here, Coach.
It doesn't add up. Why doesn't it add up?
Right.
What's he trying to get me to do?
Does he have the nuts, or is he just?
And I read something Brunson said one time in one of his books. He said always disappoint the person you're playing against. Always disappoint them. If they want you to call, fold. If they want you to fold, call.
That's a good point. That is a really good point.
Always disappoint the player you're playing with.
King comes out. That's going to shut Robert's action down. We don't know what Rudy has. Oh, and an ace on the river too. That's going to check
Big Taco would crush this with 6-4.
Yep. Oh, and Rudy shows, but doesn't look like it's good enough.
I don't know.
The Queen's.
No,
Queen's
we don't
held.
know what Rudy had. Yeah.
Queen's held.
Huh.
Yeah. Oh, Rudy looks like he's getting to the point that I do frequently, called. Oh no, it's a tilt spiral.
But he's still up.
He's still up. He's doing okay.
Yeah, he's doing okay.
It's sometimes hard to. When you're up and you're down from your recent high, your recent high score,
But Rudy is also, in my opinion, at that table, Rudy's probably the most dangerous at the table.
Yeah.
I mean, really, with what we've got sitting there.
Yeah. And what we've seen so far as well.
Yeah,
he
Rudy
really
is-
has been an action player, tight, aggressive.
I think Kobe might be next. It's going to be real close between Kobe and Big Taco as far as the danger at the table that they can hurt your stack.
Yeah.
I don't really see. Robert plays too tight. Debbie plays pretty tight. Dennis plays tight.
And
the
you're
guy
also
right next to
right.
Dennis doesn't have a big enough stack to hurt anybody.
Yeah,
You know,
that's what I was about to say.
yeah.
You're also right that his stack is large enough
Yeah.
to really do damage.
Matthews now. Chandler doesn't. He's kind of all over the place. He can dent a stack, but as far as being the most dangerous and putting the sophisticated plays
Somebody
in place,
all in,
Rudy's
yeah.
the guy
Right.
at this table. Until I get a seat. No, I mean Rudy really is. Rudy's as solid a player as you ever want to have at a table.
Yeah, Rudy and Big Taco seem like the big favorites of the night. Dennis is really playing good. We actually have Miss Carrie cheering Dennis on as well. I agree with you. I think Dennis is doing a great job tonight.
Dennis is playing. Yeah, he's playing well.
He's playing very well. He's getting into good spots.
He's
navigating
playing the cards he
them
gets
successfully.
like he's supposed to. He's not over banging anything.
Right.
You know, not under, but he's getting the right values where he needs to.
And also picking up cards. I mean, he's
Yeah.
had kings twice. You know, he's doing well.
Yeah, when you're playing good and running good, this game's simple.
It's simple. I know. Easy money. Ooh, and that 4 of clubs may shut some of this action down. Well, maybe not. Chandler has shifted the. Oh wow, Big Taco snap lays it down.
Wow.
Snap fold.
Chandler went in with the king high flush,
The
but he
king
had
high
the devil's
flush.
hand too.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Yeah, he sure did, didn't he? Let's see. Looks like we're getting to count of the black chips right there. Yeah, he's still got a lot there, buddy.
He does.
He's still got a pretty good stack right there. Not too many red ones, but like I said, just give me enough to get by. Pay the blinds every once in a while. Should be good. And we've got Kobe under the gun, not straddling. We don't see too many straddles tonight, but still seeing a couple $1,000 plus pots. Kobe does let it go. You know, actually, I did try my hand at some PLO online the other day.
Yeah.
Did really well. And I came to the conclusion, it's not because I'm good at it. It's because nobody knows how to play PLO.
There's a lot of, well, the trick to PLO is there's so many different combinations as far as starting hands.
Sure.
But PLO is 100%, in my opinion, position.
Position is
and the hands
twice
that-
as important.
You know, I'll take, for example, 7, 8, 9, 10 jack.
Sure.
Double suited versus ace, ace, king, king. In my
Right.
hand.
Yeah.
You know,
100%.
Or 5, 6, 7, 8. But I'll only do it in position. I mean, you should never be playing, in my opinion, you should never be playing hands or playing very few hands in the first 3 or 4 positions around the table.
Yeah, I agree. And that was really what saved me. And the other thing, too, when in doubt, get out.
Yeah.
Especially with PLO.
See,
you're
that's
not
where you
sure
and I
if your hand's
differ.
good.
When in doubt, ship it. Be aggressive.
Yeah, that's
because
true, too.
aggression wins.
Yeah.
You know, more times than
Until
not.
you get called. Until
Well,
you get called by the wrong hand.
I told a kid last night that he went all in about 4 hands in a row. I said, you know, that play works every time but once.
Yep, that's right.
You know,
That's right.
Play, it does. It works every time.
Every
but
time
once.
but once. Yeah, it looks like Robert's taking it down with his pair of aces. And nobody really wanted to play with that
I don't
diamond
think
draw.
anybody really had anything.
Actually surprised Matthew didn't stick around with his diamond draw.
Yeah.
But Matthew, a new player to us, is playing fairly tight. Not super passive, but also not super aggressive. Kind of feeling out the table. Looks like we've got a new player to the right of Rudy.
Yeah, he's been here for a little bit.
Oh,
I don't know
okay.
who he is, but
What is this? His sleeve doesn't say Balenciaga on it, does it?
who?
What does the sleeve say?
Magellan.
Magellan?
Magellan.
I was way off.
I have no idea what you was even saying.
I had to get the eyes checked here. I thought this shirt was blue.
Yeah. No, it's definitely aqua.
It's an aqua color, I know.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. Which
Show
is a
her
shade
the
of
shorts
blue.
you're wearing with green cactus and blue shirt, and that's really pretty.
By the way, these green cactus shorts, big talker. Everybody loves these.
I like them.
I like them
With
too,
tumbleweeds
man.
and-
Tumbleweeds
yeah.
and skulls and stuff, man. They're great. And cow skulls.
But yeah, if you'll show her what you're wearing against the green,
Against
she'll
the
figure
green.
out that's aqua.
This is absolutely a shade of blue.
Yes.
Now I will say, I concede a small point. If you see, there are a few green threads in there, but
Well,
they are few and
yeah.
far between.
Isn't turquoise or
Yeah, it's a
isn't
mix
that
of
yellow and green put together anyway?
Mostly, yeah.
Well, Lori agrees with the Armachillo bras.
Lori, you're one of the good ones.
Oh, I couldn't ask for better. I really couldn't.
And Chandler flops trips, not to be confused with a set of 8s.
Yep.
And looks like he's going to take it down with that $20 bet. I'm surprised nobody called.
So I'll tell you how good she is. I walk on my back porch Monday, and she texts me, "Have you checked your back porch?" So I go out there. There's a box
Oh, hello.
on there, Amazon delivered or whatever. It's a neck fan. It looks like headset, but it goes around your neck.
Love that.
And it blows. I'm like, that's just the coolest.
Love
on the
that.
planet. Yeah.
Man, that's
The fact she knows I'm out in the field all the time. She's like, "Wear this." I'm like,
Wear
"Oh,
this."
it's wonderful." So about a month and a half ago,
Straddle to 10.
I start getting these boxes. She had ordered like a vending machine's worth of snacks. I mean, for me to put in my
Oh,
lunches.
man.
I couldn't ask for a better woman
Oh,
on the
man.
planet.
Yeah, okay,
That's a
all
pretty
right.
good gal.
That does sound like a keeper right there.
Oh, she is. If she put up with me, she's got to be a pretty good gal. So
Amen to that. I'll vouch.
you didn't have to.
Too late.
You really didn't have to.
Dinosaur, I want to die sore.
And it looks like Matthew.
Uh-oh.
Oh, there we go. Big Taco picking up a pretty monster hand right there.
Bang it.
That might be just trying to make
Yeah, he does bet 35 there. Now we do have a straddle out, so that 35 is really not a huge raise.
romantic.
But it
Dennis's
could be
hand
enough.
is okay.
Yeah, Dennis's hand is fine. Johnny's hand's
Johnny's-
fine. Chandler's
Yeah.
hand's fine. We've got a couple of fine hands.
We do.
And Rudy looks like he's in with a mystery hand on the button. And like you're saying with position, you got, what,
knows?
5 callers in front of you? Might as well.
There
we go. We got a
10
queen.
jack, anybody? 10 jack?
Queen and an 8.
We got queen jack.
We got queen jack. We got king jack.
And Rudy might have 10 jack.
Yeah, Rudy might have 10 jack. Very true.
You might tell Lindsay we can't see him, have him scan them.
Okay. Hey, can we get Rudy's hand scanned?
Checked around. No.
She says, absolutely not.
Did she?
Okay, thanks.
Pair of 8s.
Now, it could be a jack. He may have a jack in there. Let's see. We got nobody with trip 8s. Oh, the ace on
Ding,
the
ding,
end.
ding. That just ended it. Taco wins.
Taco picking up that
He will not get
set
paid
of
here.
aces.
But, there is a diamond. The diamonds on the board. If
And
anybody
does he
has
check?
diamonds.
No, he bets 210. And, oh, yeah, you're right. Everybody else quickly getting
Yeah.
out of there.
Huh. Well, that was anticlimactic.
That was anticlimactic.
Yes.
Reach in that box and get a 7 of clubs.
Well, we know Rudy had a 7 of clubs in his hand.
Oh, okay.
Not good enough, though.
No.
Deep down
No,
Certainly not
hard
good
to beat
enough.
aces full.
Hard to beat aces full right
Yeah.
there. Ah, you love to see it, especially on the river, too. Man, there's something about that. It's an extra needle to everybody else who's in the pot with you.
I was enjoying bourbon on ice.
Though it is perfectly fair.
I'll tell you
know,
what, this
obviously.
game is flying by tonight.
It's a good game. I mean, we've, super tight players playing their cards well. Not a whole lot of action, but just enough to really keep
Cards
you
are
interested.
giving us a little bit of action.
And
though,
the
yeah.
cards are definitely
Yeah.
helping out.
It's not really giving us anything where we're seeing whole stacks move, but
Right.
But we're seeing $300, $400, and $500 stack pots move.
Yeah,
around.
we've seen a couple of all-ins tonight.
Yeah.
2-3, which is about once an hour.
Yeah.
But having a good time, you're right. Having a co-pilot
it
here
makes so much difference.
definitely helps out.
Because I can assure you, if I'm sitting here by myself right now, I'm like, fold, fold, call, fold. It's hard to get to stay on point the whole time when you're by
Right.
yourself, you know.
It is. Yeah.
It's one thing for you and I to sit here and shoot the bull and back and forth and
Oh, yeah.
look up like, oh, we got a good hand. And it makes it so much better. It really does.
It's a good time, and really, we appreciate your viewership. I hope you're
Yeah.
enjoying it. If you have any notes for us, we thrive on criticism. So let us know when
No,
we're
I
doing
don't.
right.
I'll tell you where to go. So no.
Write it to me then.
Yeah,
Write it to
write
me.
it to him. But yeah,
And I'll break it to the gentle giant
Yeah,
over here.
yeah. If you'll just quit falling off motorcycles, we can do this more.
And that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's good to be back though, and I really appreciate Kojaks for not letting me take time off.
What are they
or
going to do?
whatever,
Fire you since
yeah,
it's a
right.
voluntary thing
Let-
we're doing
yeah,
anyway?
They're letting me come back. No harm, no foul.
Yeah. Yeah.
My real job was also very nice about it too. So
Good.
That was good. Yeah, that sucks to. It sucks to be.
Well, I know there for a while you weren't able to come because you was having to cover because everybody was sick at your
Yeah,
real job.
that's true, too.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, it's we're still not quite done with the pandemic yet, but
whatever. We were done
Yeah,
in
we're
2020.
we're working on another one now. Looks like that old monkeypox.
Well, yeah, we are because we're 6 months from an election.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course we are.
Of course we are. Ah, man, it's strange how that happens. I don't know.
Amazing.
What a coincidence.
Amazing.
Without getting too political, obviously.
I'll get political with anybody that wants to talk. Yeah,
I
it's,
think our audience though in
Yeah.
West Texas is.
I just
very
want
close.
anybody that
Ooh, and Johnny's aces hold here on a double paired board once again. You're right though, in PLO that double pair is not quite as scary.
no, I just want anybody that voted for him, for that idiot in Washington, to just give me one thing he's done good since he's been in office. Just name one. I'm not asking you to give me his resume. Tell me one thing that he's done to benefit this country, and I won't argue with you anymore.
I can act it out.
Yeah.
That one time he was on CNN and held his arms at right angles.
Yeah.
You know that meme I'm talking
Yes.
about. That was maybe the one.
So
good.
Miss Carrie, she's right. We need to announce.
Yeah, let's hit it. What do we got coming up?
So we've got our mini main coming up, the summer series, July 9th.
Ooh, love that.
July 9th through the 17th
Start
of
getting ready.
2022.
Crack some books.
The first tournament is going to be a deep stack
Okay.
in a NLH,
Love that.
no limit hold'em. It's going to start at 12:30. It's a $300 buy-in. On the next day, we will have our $300 big bounty, which is a $500 buy-in. Starts at 2:30.
Love that.
On the 11th, we're going to have a round of each, no limit hold'em PLO for 200.
Okay.
On the 12th, we're having a freeze out. It's a $400 freeze out.
I love the freeze outs. That's my favorite format.
Then we're having the high roller, no limit hold'em, which is 1,000 to get in.
Okay. Okay.
And then on the next one, on the next day, on the 14th, we're having Big O, the Clydester. This is Clyde's tournament.
Okay.
This was Clyde's favorite tournament. So Rudy talked him into calling it the Clydester. You know,
Clydester.
Or Clyde's tournament, or whatever, but they called it the
Love
Clyde.
that.
And it is a $500 entry. And then our main event starts. We're going to have 4 day ones.
Okay.
And a day two on the 15th, 16th are the day ones, 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D.
Sure.
And then on the 17th is going to be day two. That is a $500 entry.
Not bad.
And then on
Should be a good prize pool. On
oh,
that
it should be
one, right?
great, yeah. And then on the 17th also, we're gonna have an all-in or fold'em tournament for $100.
Okay,
It's just
well,
a
you-
$100 tournament. So you
talk
if you're gonna play
action
those,
right there.
it's all-in or fold. You don't have a choice. It's
yeah,
all-in
you
or
talk
fold.
action right there.
For $100, that'll be. Speaking of monkeys and jackhammers,
That's
yes,
it.
that's
You
what that
gotta
is.
be. You gotta be.
But yeah, they just came out with it. I'm pretty sure the schedule is on Facebook on our page.
Sure,
So you
check
can
it out.
actually
So
check
what
it
you're
out.
telling me is I could start with as little as $300, parlay that into the high roller,
Absolutely.
and get a couple of seats
And
in the
I'm
main
willing
event.
to bet that after I walk out of here tonight, by next Saturday, I'll be able to get them to. We'll be able to talk about having some satellites to get into some of these tournaments.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I was just about
And
to
you
ask.
can do that when you get up here too. You can just say, hey, can we put a $50 satellite up to play in the main?
Hell yeah.
You know?
Get going for as little as $50, and we do have that free roll coming up, so you may try your hand at the free roll and bank some of that for an entry into some of our July series. But yeah, the main event, I came the last time for the main event, we had a lot of players. Charlie did well in the main event. I didn't hear
He did.
exactly how he ended up.
6th, I think.
That's excellent. Good job. Congratulations,
And
Charlie.
he can correct that later, but I think it was 6th.
Good job, good job. But very, very good field of players. Always a good time. And then I love, it's a poker club
Yeah.
more than anything. So you're playing with people who are friendly and really know each other well. And
Well, and that's what I've actually, Brendan and I've had lots of talks like this, and it's like I told him, I said, and he understands it very well. this isn't a casino.
Right.
This is like a country club.
It's a club.
And, you know, and it's like I was telling him that, you know, if we see a player getting too deep.
A little rowdy.
Well, not even rowdy, just too deep. And
Yeah.
you know it's hurt.
Right.
As players, I know they're grown men or grown women or whatever, but as players and as a club, it's still almost our obligation to look out for them to a point.
Sure.
Say, hey, why don't you slow down a little
Yeah,
bit?
exactly.
Or, you know.
And I have seen that firsthand. I've witnessed that.
Yeah, and so not that we're not trying to take their house. Don't get me wrong, but we're only taking the house of people we know we can afford it.
Who
And,
can- yeah, exactly.
You know, but when you know somebody's in here
Thousands upon thousands
and
at a time.
degenerately hurting their family, if somebody's,
Right.
you know, and that's just what we do as a family here, because it is a family atmosphere. Flush got there.
Look
Yeah.
at this.
Robert
Now, this
makes
is
the
a
flush.
hand. Kobe with the
Kobe
trips.
with
I mean,
trips.
Kobe with the set.
With a set, good call.
Yeah. Sorry.
Good correction.
Yeah, Rudy with top pair.
Rudy with nothing.
Yeah, top pair,
But
drawn
a pair
dead.
of queens, yeah.
That's 130. Robert, if I could make one critique, Robert, on your play, the Hollywood, you got to work on that a little bit.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and then Kobe, of course. Kobe may raise this one. Nope, he decides
Now,
not
see,
to.
this is what's happened to me all night long. I have a hand like Roberts. I've made the flush, and then another flush.
Someone
so
else.
Spade hits the river for
Yeah,
4 on the
for
board. I'm
4.
like, well, my 7-6 is no good now.
There goes that.
Yeah. I don't see anybody calling here. I don't think Kobe might call one and a quarter.
Kobe may stick around. I don't
It's
think
definitely
Rudy.
a crying call.
Yeah, I don't
Rudy's
think
not calling
Rudy.
that ever.
Yeah, he's upset again. He knows. You know you're beat.
Yeah. you
Top
know.
pair is a good hand, but you're up. One of the two has a flush. And the flush takes it down. Nice size pot too. $630 profit. Not bad at all. Another one of those almost $1,000 pots. Just heading right in that direction. Ah, man, you love to see it. A couple of impressive stacks out there right now. And looks like the game's really heating up. You know, it's exactly like Chris was saying. It's almost like you got to get somebody stuck first. And then the game really starts loosening up. Then you start getting a real lot of action. Chandler picking up a pair of 6s. Looking for the devil's set out there.
Florida 9.
And he does make a raise to $45, right over the top of Johnny's limp under the gun with Queen Deuce. Very loose limp, and that's exactly why you don't want to limp with something like that under the gun. And unfortunately, Chandler doesn't get any action. Takes down a real small pot there. Our graphics have yet to update. We've actually got Rudy in there. And it looks like the flop has a jack.
I'll tell you what, it's 20 degrees cooler out there than it is in this room.
It does get steamy. You and me, I think,
Yeah,
have
a lot of hot air.
A lot of hot air. That's what I was about to say. You and me both have that quality.
Yeah, a lot of hot air going on.
So we got Chandler with the 6-6. Throwing out a big bet, getting raised by Rudy.
Well, this is the Kojak's mystery hand of
This
the
is
night.
the mystery hand.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to describe it. Mystery game, mystery session, mystery
And
one.
Looks
Mystery
like Rudy's
pot.
got a big bet out there.
We call it the mystery pot. Yeah, and I think Chandler does make the call. Look at that.
Oh no, it wasn't that big a bet. Okay, I thought he had a stack the way it was sitting.
And does the board pair?
It looks like 4 diamonds. Isn't that 4 diamonds on the board?
I see a couple of black cards. And Chandler does bet real small compared to that last re-raise. Trying to get some kind of value on that. Looks like a paired board. Rudy, once again, not looking happy. Completely out of red chips except the one on his cards.
Yeah, his stack's kind of taking a turn.
And he lays it down. Chandler picks it up.
Nice little pot.
All right, not a bad pot at all.
No, my work buddy's invited.
And that's, like you're saying, that aggression pays off. You call the re-raise and you raise into the river.
Well, we know his Chandler had pocket 6s. I just caught that.
Yep. Yeah, that's what the graphics were showing. They
So he
did
must
take
have,
the
there was a
graphics
6 on the board, I
away.
think, still was a set there.
Yeah, he may have turned a house, river to house.
I couldn't tell if the board was there or not.
Yeah. Here we go. And we've got Lindsay, the crusher, operating the iPad, so that may be to blame.
There we go.
She
Never
says,
mind.
I'm paying attention this time. So
Well, that would be handy.
thanks
Tell
for
her
that.
thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah.
Thanks for paying attention. We appreciate that.
Yeah, that's handy. I guess we're just supposed to, miracle what these cards are. Just,
My
what?
eyes-
When that happens, we'll just start making up card hands again. Just
Oh,
who
yeah.
cares what the board does?
A
Yeah.
couple of napkins on there.
Absolutely.
Looks like somebody made blackjack. And flop, interesting flop. Deuce 5-5. Nobody holding a 5. Johnny actually makes a pair of 2s.
He's in the lead with a monster.
Here we are. How's it looking
Hey,
out
we
there,
got
Mr.
Brendan.
Brendan?
Gentlemen, how we doing?
Doing well, doing well.
It's not bad.
Having a good game out there.
Kind of flying by. There's not any monster pots.
Just a lot of like middle pots.
It's middle pots. A
Yeah,
lot
a
of
couple
middle
of
pots.
thousand plus, but
Yeah.
Nothing crazy.
But yeah.
a few all in so far, maybe 2-3 all ins.
Yeah,
About once an
we,
hour. But enough action, enough cards really coming off.
I mean,
to keep
we've really,
keep it
we
interesting.
kind of talked about everything. We talked about, Duluth, Armachillo underwear, and
Great.
that's what I'm
Great,
wearing.
he
So,
says.
yeah, it's pretty awesome. We've even discussed, because my fiance said, are y'all really talking about Armachillo underwear? I said, what if Duluth made an Armachillo bra? And she agrees 100% they need to start doing that. So we're saving the world here, just so you know.
All right. Ideas are not our strong suit.
No.
I'll put it that way.
And come back next week, guys, when we have 2 new announcers back here.
Oh, that's okay. Fire me. I don't know how I could replace the pay.
Yeah, well, I do enjoy the hours.
Yeah, I do
Nice.
too. I enjoy it. It's we've had a good
We
time
have a
tonight.
couple new faces here that we haven't seen in a while, right?
We do,
Indeed.
yeah.
A couple of new dealers.
I guess we
had,
had about 3 or 4 through the night, different people sitting down, and
That's always good.
but we are 100% in agreement that it doesn't matter who's back here. You need 2 people all the time, because it's
Oh, you
so
talk to
bad when
yourself.
you're by yourself.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun when you get to.
I even said something
Two
to the effect
clowns.
if you'll check a couple live streams ago where I was here by myself for like an hour and 10 minutes, I'm like, y'all watch this silly stuff. I just don't even know how to call it anymore. And it was a horrible
Yes,
table that night, It really was. Oh, look at there, set of 6s for Rudy.
What?
Get tired of your bullshit.
Listen to that. Just gotta play what I'm giving you.
Okay. All right.
Wow, we got some action here.
Yeah, we got some action here. Yeah, set of 6s, top pair. Now, let's get it. Let's get another king. Let's get another king on the river.
Oh, that'd be so nasty. Or even a jack for that matter.
Yeah.
Just
That
no
would-
spade. We don't want a spade. Spade will slow him down.
Yeah. Oh,
Good.
it's a deuce instead. Complete blank. And Rudy
Nice-
not
nice
looking
bet.
happy. 175.
Nice bet though. I mean, that's a bet I think he's got to call. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was you.
Chandler
Rudy is
Chandler
Rudy is who it is.
sounds uncomfortable. You hear him laughing.
Yeah, I think he's got to call it. I mean, I really do. I mean, I think it's a crying call situation.
I got my only bad cards.
Again, it's Rudy. So, what do you put him?
What do you put him on? And he's tilting. You've seen the stack dwindle.
And it goes back to what was your plan?
What was your plan pre-flop?
Because you hit your flop. You hit exactly what you wanted. You faded spades. What was your plan pre-flop?
That's it.
That's all he had was a pre-flop plan.
Get a little value, 175 value bet.
Yeah, I think that Chandler, he's going to make a crying call here. I think he's going to. Yeah, he
Yep.
does.
He
Sure
throws
enough.
it in. Sees the devil's trips right there.
Yeah.
The devil set.
Yeah, because all the draws miss.
Everything missed, yeah.
Right? So if Rudy's on spades or open end or even a worst king, I mean, probably not that.
Well, and that's the thing, that's what we're talking about. If with King Jack, when you get to this point, what was your plan pre-flop? Most players just have a plan for pre-flop, and then they just fall apart at the
Most
flop.
people don't have plans.
Yeah, yeah.
No, and that's right. I hope.
Right.
It goes from.
I hope I hit the nuts.
Yep.
And then I don't have to worry about anything.
Yep.
It's not good. Right.
Yeah, it goes from exactly right. It goes from I have a plan here to a hope versus if this happens X, if this happens Y, if this happens,
Right.
versus having it all the way to the river.
See, I always just plan to hit the nuts. That's my plan. I'm just going to hit
And
the
there's
nuts.
one strategy to go on.
Yeah. Doesn't usually happen.
That's a thought. Yeah, that's a
It doesn't usually happen.
But no, like that hand right there. So if I hit my hand, the plan would be either fire at it or whatever. If I miss my hand, do I bluff it or do I give up? I mean, there are plans along the way that the whole idea is to save money and make money without not much for
Both players with gut shots.
gut shots. Yeah, No,
Whoever
both
Chandler's
players.
gut shot is, and I'll,
Chandler's. Yeah, I'll take Matthew's gut shot.
Yeah, both players holding each other's outs too.
Yeah,
Matthew with the Kojak takes it down,
there you go.
he should.
as he should. Yeah,
Rightfully so.
rightfully so.
With a whopping $25 win. But
Hey.
we've also decided that as long as you're plus 25 or plus 40, you're not losing money. So you know.
That's it. That's it.
There's some goals for you next time you play.
No kidding.
Be up. That's
And I
my
make
plan.
it through 3 hands without having to rebound. God, that was so gross
me too,
tonight.
by the way.
Huh?
I gave a party last time I played.
Oh, like I say, it was literally the first 2 hands. I'm like, I'm rebuying. I just came up here to sit and kill time till the live stream started.
Yeah.
Now I'm stuck
Oh,
1,000
man.
in this game.
Oh, you
you
love
know,
that.
it
You
just,
love that. Poker's so sick.
and it was gross. Of course, Warren was dealing. I'm like, really? You're new here. You don't know me yet.
Warren is one of our new dealers.
We've had him in here already interviewed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice.
We announced the tournament in July.
Oh, the series.
The series, yeah. The
Yeah,
series.
the series. We also have the free roll.
Yes.
Next Thursday,
Can't
wait to be
6:30. So it's $1,000 we're going to put in the pot before it even starts.
Love it.
If you want to buy more chips, there are rebuys, $20. So we're going to get
buy
this prize pool. We can buy, you can buy
do
doubles.
Doubles, that's-
You can do
yeah.
doubles, so the prize pool will be there, but you do not have to spend $1 if you don't want to. Wednesday nights we still have our high hands from 7 to 12. Fridays we open at 5 o'clock, and it's no time from 5 to 7, and we buy you McDonald's. Once you buy McDonald's.
Come on now.
Saturdays, once again, we have the high hands, the 2 $500 high hands, and next Saturday I think we're going to be doing a $100 tournament.
Woo! Yeah, and last night
So
show
we got a
gave
lot
away.
going on.
What did I give away last night? Yeah, we prized a couple hoodies, couple shirts,
So
couple
last
hats.
night, yeah, we had a pretty good packed room with a private game for one of our players that was going to be moving. So he did a dealer's choice game, which was a lot of fun.
It was a blast.
We gave away a couple hats, a couple sweatshirts. Listen, we like to give back to our clients and our patrons. If everyone's having a good time.
I would truly like to put that game on the board as an option at least once a week somewhere. That was so much
So
fun.
I think that game would take a little bit of advertising.
I think so.
So I'm 1,000% for it. Maybe once a month, and even in Clyde's room.
Love that.
So like last night when they're giving away the hoodies, I knew I was running too hot. I knew I wasn't going to win the hoodie. Tonight they would have given me an insulated thermal suit to wear the way I was running. That's how my luck's running in July. You know,
You
so
need a win sometimes.
this is interesting. This is kind of an interesting.
Kind of interesting. Yeah, Matthew with the double gut shot. No, just a gut shot. And Chandler with the
Open
trips.
ended. Matthew's open ended.
Is it?
Well,
It's
it's
open-ended.
open-ended.
Yeah,
Open
yeah.
ended.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So he does have outs, even if he puts him on a
An
jack.
8
what
would
are
be
jacks?
an 8 would be a miracle card. Give us an 8. We're praying for an 8.
Oh man, that
An
8 would be a dirty card.
I still don't see a whole lot. I only see one bet going in.
Yeah. Oh, if an 8 gets there,
I still only
Matthew
see
puts
one
all of his stack in.
Chandler did make the raise, and Matthew does call. And the
bet. And the clean is clean.
Yeah,
blank.
Yep.
Yeah. Matthew
Chandler
not.
checks.
Chandler
Trying to
checks.
induce. He's got to be trying to induce.
He's
Has
trying to
to be,
do some
yeah.
bluff.
But yeah, by the way, it's not all talking about underwear in here. We announced all the stuff you just announced too, just so you know. Yeah, underwear was just filler in the middle. Yeah.
Well,
Well, the
you
fact
missed
that-
the show and tell. We'll
Yeah.
put it that way.
And look at that. I got it.
But also when I announced the miniseries, I also did say if somebody requested, or we may have some single tabletop $50 satellites to get into the main.
Yep, we're gonna be doing those. So June is gonna be a new calendar of tournaments as well. Not letting the entire cat out of the bag, but we're gonna be doing some $500 bounties,
Awesome.
some mystery bounties, some smaller tournaments, $140 tournaments to get some new players in here. And we are bringing back a mini point series where we're going to have probably a mini series over 4 months. And everyone in the top X is going to play for, let's call it $20,000 or $25,000.
Whoa. Okay.
Also, you mentioned something last night as I was
like
leaving. That list that's on the front counter
Yes.
there. I don't know. You can explain how what happens to people with hours and that sort of stuff.
So right now, one of the May promos is the top 10 people with most hours played are going to win an annual membership. That's a $500 value for each person.
Man.
Yep.
So we've given away quite a bit of stuff this month, and we're going to continue to do so. And especially as the room fills up, more incentive to give out more. So,
Well, and I've noticed the last time I was here, we talked about, things were slowing down because end of school year type stuff. But last night we had 4 tables. Tonight there's 4 tables.
yeah. And for those of you that obviously know Kojak's, I mean, we are already a smaller room. We have 8 tables.
Yeah.
And this is the downtime of the year. So the room does seem filled. We do have choices to go from table to table, game to game. And again, the action. Listen, if there's 1 table, if there's 4 tables, there's always action in this room.
Well, and
I can tell you that.
I watched one guy last night literally start at table 2, go to table 1, end up over here at table 4. And I looked at him and said, "Are you just trying to find a place to win?" He said, "Yes, I'm just trying to find a place to win."
Which is nice, because that's one of the advantages to the bigger rooms is that you can, if you're not running well, if you're superstitious, which most poker players are, right? We give you another chance at something.
Time out real fast. You realize we've got set over set going right now with a
set of aces and a set of tens
and clubs. Oh wait, and Kobe has the clubs. Oh my Lord, Kobe!
And Johnny's got clubs.
I'm gonna go buy Kobe's hand right now.
Yes.
Yeah, judged by the equity, that's a smart move right there.
Okay, the little club.
The one bad thing for Chandler is he's holding one of his outs.
Yeah.
Now he picks up a draw though. He picks up the wheel.
Picks up a wheel, not too
he's
bad.
got a 3. If a 3 comes, this.
Well, Kobe's got a wheel if a 4 comes.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah. So.
But he's not getting. I mean, that's not getting paid.
No, not at all. But Kobe thinks his set is golden right here.
Well, I would as well.
Maybe not. Maybe that deuce might slow it down.
Where's this pot? How come this isn't?
Yeah.
$1,000 pot yet?
These are the kinds of pots we've seen all
night.
night.
130. This should be a $400 raise easy.
275. Just basically a mid raise. Really.
He's got to call 145 right here, and he's automatically. I guarantee he's not thinking set of aces. He's thinking 3-4.
Yeah.
But he calls.
And
he's not scared of 3-4.
He's holding a 4.
Yeah.
So.
Again, and he thinks the board pairs, he has outs. If he thinks a 3 hits, he has outs. Which,
right. He's not wrong about the 3.
So there's 10 hits.
Oh,
what are we looking for? 3, 4, 10.
Oh
3,
my
4,
God!
10.
Please be a 10.
Even an ace.
Oh!
Even an ace.
Is that the new high hand of the night?
No.
Oh, it doesn't count if PLO does it.
Now, the only thing is the ace is full. Any ace rag is going to be there.
Ace deuce, ace, yeah.
I don't think this is going to get out of control, but there is going to be some money going in, and Chandler will have the ball.
This is going to be a big pot right here. This is actually the
Kobe
second time.
I
we've
will
seen
say
quad
this: what I
aces.
have learned over the last 2 years of doing these, they will make liars out of you. It could all go in the middle very
That's
easily.
true.
So, Kobe, they just bet into your quads.
Ooh. And Kobe.
Told you, it can all go in the middle. If I tell you it's going to rain, get an umbrella.
My word. Look how upset, too, Chandler. Ah, man, just a cooler of a situation there.
Woo. And that's a $2,500 pot.
He's going to go write a song about that.
Yeah.
That's what Charlie
Chandler's
said.
already in his pocket. He's
Chandler's in his pocket. I love it. I love it.
Oh,
I love
Like
it.
I say, you were
wants a
definitely
chance.
headed down the right path. Like, I don't think a lot of money, but these guys, in 2 years, they make a liar out of you every time you make a prediction.
So Chandler is one of the guys that he likes to get it in. He's an aggressive
An player, yeah.
He likes to have fun. And when we did the tag team tournament, him and his buddy Jackson, that cash game, I think there was more all-in blinds than there were hands dealt. That's what it felt like. I mean, these guys were just...
You love that.
So they like to come here and gamble, and that can't blame him on that one.
Can't blame him on that one. That was.
And just so you know, whoever is in seat 5 needs time. I always bring that up when I said, "Hey, whoever's in seat 5, tell them they need time."
Chandler buying in for 1,000. Not too bad. I think he'll be able to catch up here by the end of the night.
Yeah,
Well, we got like 5 minutes, so we probably got one hand left.
Yeah.
Stream is about to end soon, but this game does go.
It does go.
For
Yeah.
a while, and it only
Yeah,
gets
it'll
bigger.
go even after the stream's gone.
4, 5,
It'll
6
keep playing.
o'clock, 7 o'clock. It's been going. So, but we thank everybody. We hope to see you guys throughout here. Come check out the promos and any feedback. We're open to it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I will say this. I mean, Brandon has been very open to anything anybody suggested. You really have. I've enjoyed, anytime you get somebody new, we've had new, being here from the beginning and knowing the two that ran the room, one intimately, being my wife at the time. You've been better than anybody we've had since.
I appreciate that.
And that's the truth. Because you are open to it. I can come to you and say, "Hey, what if we do this?" And you're like, "If it works, it's in."
If it works, it works. And we're here for the players.
And he's open to anybody like that. It's not just because I've been here. I'm nothing special. I'm not saying that like that at all. I'm just saying he's very open to suggestion. And more than anything, I get the sense that you want to see this place blow
I
up.
definitely do.
And
I definitely
so
do.
and that's why we do this. I mean, like I say,
Right.
we don't get paid to do it. We come in here, we love doing this. We go out there, we support when we can, and it's not a casino here. It's a family membership. It's a country club.
Much cleaner than any casino.
But it's also
Much
it's also a country club that anybody can afford to be at.
Correct.
You know, it's not a country club like you're going to Green Tree or Midland where you got to pay a 25. You pay a little administration fee and go.
Although,
and, you know,
I'm guessing some of our members have paid a little bit more than
oh,
that.
it can cost you. Yeah.
But you're correct.
I lost 2 months worth of golf tonight.
45 minutes, huh?
Yeah, 45 minutes. But yeah, I
I
mean,
appreciate it. And again, I mean, obviously that's the goal, right? It's to make this a room that everyone wants to come to, have fun, safe, secure, honest, integrity, good dealers, good
Well,
staff.
and something that Clyde and I used to talk about, even before Clyde, was the owner at the time. Is this is very much a members club.
Yeah.
This is my club. And he came to me one time and he said, "Would you stop telling people it's your club?" I said, "I don't mean it like I own it.
Yeah, it's ours.
It's my club, and it's my job to take care of it and make it better than when I got
Each
here."
member has a responsibility, right?
Absolutely. And this is everybody here. If we can get the culture where everybody thinks it's my club, and I think most people do.
Yeah.
Most people like to come up here and just hang out. I can't tell you how many times I've sat on the front porch for 2 or 3 hours just with 5 or 6 ADOs out there just talking, and having a good time. So
That's loitering.
loitering, yeah, it's loitering.
Maybe don't admit to that.
Well,
I'm
usually
gonna check my cameras more
Check
often.
the tapes.
Well, usually I'm out there going, "Hey, can I borrow 300 to get back in that game?" There's somebody in the group going, "Hey, you got 300 on you? I get back in that game." But no, it is a great place, and my biggest concern from day one back when this started was I was like an overprotective parent with the owners and my wife, who was the manager at the time, my ex-wife. Because it's such a special thing in Midland. I mean, I ran games for 30 years, behind closed doors type thing. This is such a special thing. Don't mess it up.
Yeah.
I even had talks with other rooms around here who were doing some things that weren't exactly above board. And I'm like, stop. You're going to ruin it for the whole state.
Right.
Because
that's the truth.
That is
and so everything is done here above board. I mean, it's such a special thing that otherwise you're stuck going to Choctaw, Windstar, or Vegas to play poker or in some home game where who knows what's going to happen. And I'm a home game advocate, but you don't know what's going to happen at other games. So it's definitely a great place.
Listen, I appreciate it. Let me get back. I gotta get this pushed through.
This is probably our last hand. I'm
probably
thinking.
the last 10. So enjoy it. Thank you. We'll see you out
Thank you.
there.
We'll see you
Yes,
out
sir.
there. Rudy, we got pocket aces with a nut flush draw. Matthew has a flush draw.
Yeah.
I don't think there's going to be much to this hand.
Not going to be too much to this.
I think everybody folds.
Rudy's
here.
aces
Yeah,
probably just
Chandler
going to hold
folds here.
up. Chandler's out
Chandler
of
may
there.
be heated a little bit, so he may not fold. I don't know which way to go with this one.
Yeah,
He's going to call. He's calling.
He makes the call. Wow, he is a little more than a little heated.
Yeah, he's kind of heated.
The two tilted players, really, Rudy and Chandler.
Jack of clubs. Jack of clubs.
Let's see it.
We're looking for the Jack of clubs.
Oh, it's a 10 of clubs.
It's a 10 of clubs.
Very close. Impressively close.
Well, Jack of clubs gives him the straight, though, doesn't it? Yeah, to the queen.
Impressively close.
Nice check by Rudy. Giving him a chance to give him some rope.
Oh, and the queen. The queen does come. Let's see if that slows things down.
They
It sure
slow it
does.
way
Check,
down.
check.
Yeah. Check, check.
Chandler with the big sigh, the big sip. On to the next.
Well, that looks like that's it. So thank y'all again.
Yep.
I've enjoyed it once again.
We may have a couple more hands.
Do we?
Yeah, we usually go for 3 hours. We started it a little.
Oh, did we start a little late
Yeah,
tonight?
a little.
Okay, we'll
8:15.
give you one more hand.
Maybe
How's
we
that?
got another 10 minutes or so. So
Okay. I didn't realize we started there. So.
we can go ahead and plug the next week here that we've got.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing a $260 tournament tomorrow with a $50 bounty. So if my math is right, bust 2-3 people and you already made half your money back at least.
Yeah, yeah.
And let's see, Tuesday we got the freeze out for $280. And then Wednesday we're going to be doing those high hands every hour from 7 p.m. to 12 p.m. And Thursday is that free roll. You might catch George of the Jungle out there.
Yeah, yeah. Unless I'm making real money somewhere,
Yeah.
having to actually earn some money, I'll be here.
Oh
for
yeah,
sure.
oh yeah. You might see me out there for a little free poker action. And if you're new to the game and you're just trying to get hours
That's
at the
a
table,
great place to learn.
fantastic way because you're actually playing real players who know the game. You're not doing that stupid play money online or whatever app they have now. With,
I used to go play when I was playing all the time. I would go play at the free poker games, a couple nights a week. Mainly, one, it's such a wild deal, but mainly it's to try plays there before you put them in a cash
Right.
game. And you can actually use this $20 tournament or this free roll the same way.
Sure.
You can try different things that you don't want to try when you just put up $260 in a tournament. You can go try it here and then just pay $20 and go again. Like, well, that didn't work.
Exactly, right. Yeah, you got some new strategies. Good time to change.
Sure, absolutely a good time to do that sort of stuff. So
It's like
I'm not seeing a whole lot. Top middle pair with a flush draw from Robert. And he bets 20.
A couple of aces, but
Johnny called with he needs any big card.
that was the
Flush
third
did-
club.
Flush got there.
Robert holding the flush.
And it gives
Let's see.
Matthew a set of sevens.
Oh no, Matthew.
I
Does
like
bet
his bet here
60.
though because it puts the heat on Robert. King Queen Jack if he
Sure does, yeah.
I think Robert probably calls a 60. I do.
Yeah, I think Robert looks like he's going to be sticking around. Johnny probably getting a good price now to stick around. No, he's out. Johnny's out. I spoke too soon.
We don't know what Kobe has, so I'm pulling for a paired board just for fun. A 10. Ooh, a 10 would be gross.
10.
A 10 would be gross.
No, I tell you what would be the grossest if another 7 comes off.
Well, the 7 can't.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah.
If another one comes off.
Another 7 comes off. We're immediately cutting
Yikes.
the feed. And
Yeah.
Lucy, you got problems.
Uh-oh.
Kobe's got the nut flush.
Yeah, Kobe putting in a big raise. You know he's coming in strong. I think Matthew's probably going to get out of there.
With a flush and 2 pair, I don't know. I think Robert goes away. Yeah, looks like he's going away.
Matthew does make the call, though. Interesting. Robert's out of there. We're heads up to the river.
I'm telling you,
It's going to be a splash.
Matthew doesn't know Kobe, that's for sure.
Matthew is a new face.
Yeah,
Matthew
he
is a
doesn't
new
know.
face.
Kobe's got a monster. We don't have to.
A blank right there.
Yeah.
Basically, wheel draw gets there, but depending if you have the 4 or 5.
But it doesn't do you good against that flush. Yeah.
Doesn't really help. And that's pot. That puts Matthew in a spot right there.
Yeah, you saw him jump back.
Because
like,
he's all in to call. He's not a huge stack right now.
I think he's got to lay it down.
And he's got to lay it down. That's what you're saying about the plan.
Look at how he's got his cards though. You see his 2. Look at Kobe.
Yeah.
How he's got all 4 of them. But
Right.
He's got 2. His 2.
Right.
That tells him, yeah, he knows he's pretty weak. So
He's out of
it
there.
should tell him that because
Right,
most
right.
players will do that, especially in PLO. They'll separate the cards. I've seen guys do
The
it.
ones that they are using
Yes.
and the ones that they're throwing
The ones they don't care about that
Right.
they put over here, and these 2 are. And you may not tell you what, but that's such a huge mistake by players that aren't familiar with Big O or PLO
Right.
or Big O for that matter. I've seen guys go, well, I'm not using these and stuff.
Yeah,
and it's just
man,
like, okay,
that's-
well, you just narrowed
Well,
the
now
field
you
down
know,
for me.
yeah.
Yeah,
Right. And again, that's one of those draws that you plan. If you've got a set, then you want the board to pair.
Absolutely.
And it didn't
Especially
pair,
in
so
PLO.
he needs to get out of there.
Especially in PLO.
This Chandler with a high aggression frequency. Love that. Rudy also. Very high aggression.
I think Rudy left.
Yeah, Rudy looks like he's out of there. Yeah, maybe a spot open for you. Post stream.
They're down to like 6 folks, so I'm probably gonna sit at a full table.
There you go. Yeah, that's a good plan.
I'll go scout out the tables for sure and see.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to mess with Kobe's 3.3K stack or Robert's 2.5. If you're only bringing 300.
Sure, I do.
That's true. They're more likely to call
Easiest
you.
way to double up.
That's
yeah.
true. And I like Johnny's hand there. King 10-6.
I like an ace deuce or a deuce 6 right here. Yeah, Chandler's hand looks pretty stout.
Chandler's hand looking real good. Right
Robert's
now.
hand gets pretty stout with a flush draw.
Although Chandler drawn dead according to our metrics here. Dennis.
Oh yeah, well I guess it was because
Dennis
6-7
says
wins.
6-7.
Yeah,
Yeah.
6-7 beats 6 deuce any day of the week, twice on Sundays.
At least twice on Sunday.
Yeah, at least twice. So
I had 2 pair.
because if a 7 comes, it won't help Chandler.
Right. And Robert working on a flush draw, king high flush draw no less.
Yeah. And I like his aggression. He bets. I mean, he's a second favorite,
Yeah.
But I like his aggression there. Did Chandler just raise that? He sure did.
He sure did.
I see a couple black chips there.
He picked up 1% equity with that raise. So.
And he's going to get rid of the flush draw. But Dennis is never going anywhere.
Yeah, Dennis
ever.
is flop the joint, basically.
Yeah, ever. I say ever. Another club comes, maybe. But
Maybe, but I doubt it. You're right.
Dennis is fixing to get ugly with it, I think. It looks like this is because he said how much. No, we just called.
Just making the call.
We ended up shoving all in on the flop. I'm like, dang it, that took away.
This is going to be shaping up to be a larger pot here. Board pairs.
Knocked me down to 17%.
And Chandler does make the check. Checks
No
around.
flush. Dennis is
Jack.
good.
No flush gets there. Let's see if Chandler gives up or if he decides to.
Oh, Dennis will call you on that.
Now the question is that a bluff in Chandler's mind, or is he betting for value here?
I think he thinks his hand's good.
I believe so. I think he does. Dennis
straight to the
goes
six.
all in. Chandler realizes he's probably not good anymore. Look at that sigh once again. He's in a world of hurt.
Dennis is playing so good right now. He really is.
Dennis is doing great. What an excellent value raise right there. And like we said, the cards don't hurt. You know, when you're playing good, you're getting good cards.
This might be the last thing. If Chandler calls this, we'll be down to 5.
Oh yeah, it'll take him 5 minutes to decide. So.
Yeah, yeah. And if he calls this, he'll be busted.
That's right.
And look at that Dennis, that stone cold. Oh, he's smiling.
He's smiling a little bit, but only when Chandler looks away.
Good lay down. And Dennis will show you. You were beat.
He shows it. He shows it.
Yeah, Dennis is playing really, really well right now.
Yeah, excellent job by Dennis. Really, really good night. Really good night. A lot of good players, a lot of good plays. Pots weren't super huge, but we did see enough action to really keep it.
I haven't seen Dennis lose a hand tonight, though.
That is true. He is, 7-0?
7-0, I think, yeah.
Yeah, 7-8.
He hasn't played a whole lot of hands. I mean, he's had some where he's had to fold pre-flop, that kind of stuff, but I hadn't seen him lose a hand when he stayed in it.
That's it.
He's playing well.
Well, we are going to go ahead and shut it off here.
Yep.
We're going to call that the last hand, if that's cool with you guys.
That sounds good to me.
We're going to shut it off here. We hope you come out for that free roll on Thursday.
Come out tomorrow for the big old tournament tomorrow.
For that tournament
not
tomorrow.
Big old. I keep saying big old.
Yeah,
big old, not big,
big old.
Yeah, big old tournament.
And,
with a $50 bounty tomorrow.
$50 bounty. Are you kidding me? That's awesome.
So, and I think it's Joni that has the record. I think in one of those tournaments she had 14 bounties.
Golly,
I think it's either 13 or 40. And I may be wrong. She may have had more, but I think the record's 14. And
it doesn't even matter if you win at that point.
No.
You're doing all right.
No.
Making a profit.
Hey, the Crushers were saying bye.
Crusher has returned.
Yeah. So.
All right.
Well, thank y'all and good night.
We'll see you next time.